And what is going on, Gorehounds? Welcome to a all new year. That's right, 2024, and we're started off right on day number 1 with a Gore and More episode because that's how we fucking do. And anybody, I hear me in the background.
That was my bad.
That's all good. But anybody watching can see we have a bunch of floating heads today.
Oh yeah, buddy.
We're fucking bringing it in. Chad Daddy called it our end game. But it
our
might be our beginning game. I'm not really sure if this is an end game. If it's
I meant like end game, like it's like everybody's here together.
It is, dude. I feel like
the Avengers have assembled.
The Avengers have assembled.
This is like what on your left, a bunch of portals in the background. Like, what's fucking happening?
Fucking A.
So we're gonna do this episode a little different today because we have such a big old kit and caboodle. So we're gonna completely skip slice of life because honestly, I feel like most of us have all been doing the same kind of thing and enjoying themselves at the end of the year. But before anything else, I do have to properly introduce y'all. Of course, my motherfucking second guy just left.
Hold on.
Okay, he's back. All right. So now that he's back, let me give proper introduction. So we first have the Dark Lord of Knowledge, that Chad Daddy, all the way down from the Chattahoochee, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches? Sorry, I had to go close my bedroom door.
You're all good, all good. We have the redhead of the dead, Miss Heather Dye, longtime fan and contributor to the show. Thank you for joining us, Miss.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. We have a newcomer to our ranks, and Mr. Scoobs, would you like to give your brethren a good shout out here?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you my horror brother from another mother, the legendary guitar player known as the Devastator, but also known as David Bray. What's up, buddy?
Nothing much, and just to keep it simple, if you want, you can call me Betty. That's a nice name.
Yes,
I think Betty's a good name.
That works. All right, and of course, you know him as the host with the Ghost. We like to call him Lord Scuba Caba. He is also known as the Dean of the Deceased. Give it up for Mr. Steve Vasquez.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
And joining us all the way around from the other side of the world, we have that saucy Aussie, that doppelganger Kangabanga, Mr. Brody Kane.
I'm your new nightmare. Just kidding, it's your DKB here. How y'all fucking doing?
Yeah. All right.
Well, welcome, you three. It's great to have you on here.
Yes. Thank you for joining us in the new year
you.
on the first episode for the year.
Appreciate it.
We are up streaming on the site. So if everybody could do a solid, give us a share, that would be fantastic. I'm currently doing that myself. Like I said, we're going to skip over Slice of Life. We do not have Bob today, but we kind of do. He gave us a video, a girthy one at that.
An 11-minute video.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what Bob has to say. It could go, I'm assuming it's a lot of praise, but we don't know.
I would hope so.
If it's not, he's off the show.
I mean, I'm just going off based off of his 09 Friday, like what he could potentially bring to the table.
I know, but it's.
I doubt it's that.
I couldn't see it being. I couldn't see it being anything but praise. I mean, there's not much that doesn't.
Correct.
In this movie.
What's up, Mr. Gallo? Gallo says there's too many people. Wait,
where is he? He's not in the chat. I don't see him.
Yeah, how come it popped up on the Project Louder thing? What the fuck?
Let me go and see if it's set to public, and if you shared it on your personal page, well, then let me go in and make sure.
No, this is right on the Project Louder website.
Oh, weird.
It's weird. That should be popping up here then.
I mean, it's streaming. Yeah. Hold on. Let me go in there. Maybe it's not.
Oh man, here we go again. It wouldn't be the shit show without a glitch, would it?
No. It's on Facebook. It's on the Project Louder Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know why because there's also another gentleman that answered it. Anyways, we still see your comments, or at least I do over here. So don't worry, you're not heard. So once again, no slice of life this week. We do have a vid from Bob. There's a lot of floating heads, so we are getting in to talking about what the fuck we are just ready to talk about today, and that would be 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street. Who wants to take the plot rundown?
Let me do it.
By all means.
homie, go ahead.
All right.
Oh, Tim's even here too. Why the hell are these people not popping
I don't
up
know.
in the
It's not popping up. It should.
All right.
Maybe when you
I'm going to work on this.
fusion dance or something.
That's weird because Anthony commented on the Project Louder page.
Yeah, see Anthony Cayley, Steve Serrano, Gene.
Yeah, Tim said hi, guys. Joe said there's what the hell? Some dude named Seb.
From France. He's French. How you doing, Tim?
Yeah, weird.
All right.
Bonjour.
So, plot rundown: when her best friend Tina is brutally murdered, teenager Nancy suspects the killer isn't Tina's boyfriend, but rather a much more horrifying figure from her dreams. Convinced that this vicious murderer is stalking her friends and killing them as they sleep, Nancy enters a desperate race against time to bring out of her dream world and stop the bloodbath before she falls asleep and becomes his next victim. Directed by Wes Craven, Swamp Thing, Red Eye. Written by Wes Craven, The People Under the Stairs, The Hills Have Eyes. Produced by Robert Shea, The Hidden, and Critters. Who is going to take starring since we don't have Bobo?
Big Johnny D.
Sure.
Oh, actually, wait, let's let Heather do it.
By all means,
Yeah.
by all
And then
means.
Dave can take over. Yeah.
Alrighty.
What the fuck is going on? This is making me mad
Starring-
because everybody's like chatting in this shit. We're not getting any of it, dude.
That's so bizarre.
Sorry, Heather. By all means,
That's
go
okay.
right ahead, hon.
Starring Heather Langenkamp, Just the 10 of Us, and Star Trek Into Darkness as Nancy Thompson.
All right.
We all know, of course, Robert Englund, Spectacular Spider-Man, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane as Freddy Krueger. Johnny Depp, Crybaby, What's Eating Gilbert Grape as Glenn Lance. Ronnie Blakely, A Return to Salem's Lot, Murder by the Numbers as Marge Thompson. John Saxon Mitchell, Black Christmas. I didn't know that. Awesome. As
Oh, yeah.
Lieutenant Donald, Don Thompson. Amanda Weiss, Silverado Shakma as
Yes.
Christina Tina Gray.
Threw that in there for you, Brody.
Thanks, mate.
My pleasure.
Nick Corey, Vampire in Brooklyn, Candyman Day of the Dead as Rod Lane. Joseph Whip, Death Spa and Scream as Sergeant Parker. Charles Fleischer, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight as Dr. King. Body
And-
count 4.
Yeah.
I know, not a lot of kills, honestly.
Not a lot of kills, but they're brutal kills.
they are. They are.
That's just that's the nature of Nightmare on Elm Street. A lot of them don't have a high body count. Look at 5. There's 3.
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't talk about 5.
How
We'll,
dare
talk,
you?
we'll get there. We'll get
I
there.
mean, we
We'll
will.
get there. We will talk about it.
Yeah,
Hey.
I think there's a lot of franchises is the one you don't talk about, like Halloween 5. You don't talk about Halloween 5.
Halloween
You
5
don't
we don't.
talk-
But you know what? Friday, we decided in this group, we do.
We
Oh,
do
that's
talk
a ton
about
for
Friday
Yeah.
5.
Damn, I love
Yeah, it took me years, and that finally won me over.
So you know what it is? And I feel like we all were in the same boat because you got that little kid stigma of Jason, and it's not Jason. You're like, this is trash. And then when you watch it as your adult, you're like, this is way better than I thought.
I'll tell you what. I'll watch Halloween 5 before I watch Halloween Ends ever again.
I give you that one.
Yeah.
I'd rather not watch either, but okay.
Amityville 3D for the win.
Yes, hands down.
Fucking blasphemy.
I can laugh at that one.
Okay, to get back on track, Dave, you want
Yes.
to take it from here? Go on.
Sorry, my show notes aren't showing up on my phone here because I don't have my
Oh, shit.
computer since
Oh,
I'm traveling.
All right, you want me to take a Chad Dad, or you want to do it?
I'll take it. So, music by Charles Bernstein, The Entity and Cujo. Cinematography by Jacques Haitkin. Cherry 2000, Scanner Cop. Edited by Patrick, not Vince McMahon.
Damn it.
Strange Brew, Little Monsters. Effects and makeup by Jim Doyle, Dreamscape, and Ghoulies Go to College. Distributed by New Line Cinema. Runtime of 91 midgets. Rated R for mature audiences. Budget of 1.1 mil, and it made 57 mil. So yeah, it's pretty successful.
That's awesome.
yeah.
And that's in 1984 dollars too. So that's a pretty sweet take.
That's good money.
That's very good money. So I'm guessing this was nobody's first time watching this classic.
I had never heard of this film ever in my life before.
I know it's hard to find. It's really independent. You know what? It's funny because it is kind of hard to find at the moment because Scuba Steve asked if it was streaming anywhere, and I looked, and like you can rent it from like Vudu Prime and like one other place, and that's fucking it right now.
And
Yeah.
during the Halloween season, it was on. I want to say it was on Max because
It was on
Yeah,
Max.
all of them
this
were.
time. All of them were. They kept
Yeah.
flip flopping from Max to I don't want to say Shutter, but it kept going back and forth between that and another one. It might have been like Paramount.
Streambox movies.
Maybe. But yeah, it's not on anything right now.
And I have them on, I have them on DVD, the old school collector set, but
I got that.
it was just too much work to move my PlayStation from my computer back to my TV. So
I had to. Here's the funny thing: I have two different copies of it on DVD. I have the one from the box set, and I have the Infinifilm version,
oh
which is
nice.
supposed to be a bit of an upgrade. My fucking PS5 won't play that.
What?
It would not read the disc. I don't know why. It's
Oh.
not scratched. It's never been damaged or anything. It's not a bootleg. It's an official. Yeah, it wouldn't read it. I tried a couple times. I said, "Fuck it." I had the box set because I brought it out from the basement. Like, fuck it, I'll just play this one. It's weird. I don't understand why.
So I will say from the get-go, from the start of this movie, it immediately I was immediately hooked.
Mm-hmm.
Even rewatching it again after the many, many times that I've watched this film, it's just something about the way that the movie opens with the shots of the boiler room and Freddy working on his glove. And you know, if you've seen it, you know what he's working on. And if you haven't seen it, you're still very intrigued as to what the fuck is going on. What am I seeing here? And I just think it's the perfect opening for a horror movie because we get to see Tina right off the bat, and you think, oh, this is gonna be the final girl. This is our main character, and it's not.
She's the first kill.
She's the first fucking kill, and even after her nightmare and all of that and everything continues going on, we don't meet Nancy till later on in the movie when they're all at the sleepover or whatever, and that's when it shifts gears to Nancy being the final girl. And I like that. I like that it throws you off that way, that you think that you're gonna, already that, oh, this is the girl that's gonna make it to the end of the movie, and she's fucking not.
Mm-hmm. I think what I love, and let's start about how great and well filmed that opening scene is to begin with, because it's everything from the music to the lighting to the angle. Like you obviously can't see his face, but you can just see what he's working on. You just have this sinister feel to it. You see him building something, and then eventually you see what it is, and it's the razor glove. Man, everything about that, like the music there, is just on point.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why it being that like small screen has some kind of effect. I don't know why that, like, him being on that little small screen and then it's all black with the credits, like it being smaller instead of filling the whole screen, like gives me some kind of feeling. I don't know how to explain it.
It made me feel nostalgic for the first time I saw it on a
Yeah.
VHS copy. And this was like right after it first came out on video back in '85. Kind of reenacted that feel. I love that,
I was born this year.
Huge.
I was just a thought.
In '80, yeah.
Dave, what were you, like 23?
No, I remember. I think the first time I saw this, I was 5. It was like their first real horror film I actually sat down and watched. And so this always has a real special place in my heart because it scared the other shit out of me right after that. But I agree with the opening scene, especially because the way it builds tension and intrigue through music, through the cuts, through the cinematography itself. And then you have it kind of just, he finally shows the entirety of the claw and reveals the title coming forward. You kind of understand what you're in for, sort of. You're not quite getting a full grasp of it yet, but you're just still, it's brought you in enough. And then it takes over from there to give you an idea of what you're really in for at that point. So it gets hooks in right off the bat just by the glove building, and then boom, gone. And I remember the first time I saw it, and I said, yeah, I'm not going to sleep for like a week. This is going to school's going to be real hard making those macaroni animals. I don't know. I can't keep a steady hand. So let's see how this works out.
Nice. Yo, I'm just gonna take a quick second. There's so many people watching us right now, and we can't see any of their fucking comments. So everybody in the comments, we love you. Thank you for appreciating. We apologize for the technical error right now.
Yeah, we even had it's I don't
It's
Maybe
pissing
try
me
and
off
head over
because
to
dude,
YouTube.
Yeah, if
either
everybody
YouTube
could.
or for some reason, like through Scoob's page, for some reason that stream is taking the comments. I don't know why. I can't find anything that's different on this one, but it is Restream's telling me that there's an issue with one of the Facebook pages, saying like a personal one you can't comment on, which Project Louder shouldn't be a personal one. So
no,
that's
weird.
But no, Anthony, Sean Farrell, Joe Day, Gallo, Tim, we all see you. Thank you for being.
No,
Tim
we
threw
don't
us some
all see
stars, man. Like what the
We
fuck?
don't all see you.
I see them, but
That's the problem. We don't see them.
yeah, like Gene's comments are coming through no problem on YouTube. Like, well,
Yeah.
I don't fucking get it, dude. But sorry, anyways, didn't mean to distract. So we're just general discussing still?
Yeah, we're still generally discussing.
All right. So I gotta say, dude, was it last year? 2 years ago, I never got to see this on the big screen. This was always obviously one way later in date, but I did get to finally go see it at the drive-ins, dude, and it was fucking awesome. Nobody else wanted to go with me because it was at like 11:30 at night or midnight. I can't remember, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll go by myself." So Johnny D rolled 3 fucking blunts and fucking went on my way.
I could have seen it to drive in this past year, but man, the weather's just been shit. October
That's fair.
Nights, yeah.
But man, I still remember the first time watching this, dude. I was instantaneously in love with this movie, dude. Maybe that says more fucked up shit about me than anything. But because I remember I wasn't watching this by myself. I was watching it with a group of people, and I remember the other people, like I think I was the oldest, but even them, they were like, a couple of them were like, "Can we not watch this?" And we're like, "No, fuck you. We're halfway through this. We're finishing this shit." And you could tell that they were creeped out by it. So I mean, it's solid, dude. It's a solid fucking movie. Robert Englund plays creepy and gross, not so creepy and gross that we hate his character, obviously, but to the extent of we can enjoy him and kind of root for him a little bit. But
and this is before he actually really gets any kind of like
into the character.
Yeah, like he really doesn't have much personality in this film, but the little bit that he is on film is fucking terrifying. From the laughs to just the little movements that he does, the slinking in the shadows. I still think one of the funniest parts is when he's running down the alley with his hands all up and shit. I always laugh at that part.
It's that evil laugh while he's doing it.
Yeah.
No, he looks like some kid who put on his dad's jacket that's too big. That's what always makes me laugh. Like he's just running down like this, and I'm like, what is happening with his arms stretched so far?
That's fucking fun.
But yeah, no. The thing is, the movie works because it's so lean and mean, and there's not a lot of like they're not trying to explain too much. They give you enough. They give you just enough, and they keeps you into it. It keeps you going, and they build it slowly, but it's never so big that you just kind of lose the plot because the plot is pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
If you really break it down, and it's kind of the same formula like Halloween did too. You don't build a lot. This is it. This is what we got. Slight build up, keep you interested, keep you hooked, keep it moving, and it works perfectly. And like you said, Scuba, it's before they go into like him having a personality. It's before any kind of they introduce like comedy aspects or like different things that he can do or expand on that. It's very much he's just terrifying and just a horrific person every time he's on screen. Everything he does is just creepy and weird.
I want to hear from Brody. You've been sitting there quiet, Bubba.
Yeah, no, I'm just sitting back and listening to you all talk about it. It's good listening. No, I think you've definitely hit the nail on the head when you said about the music play in the opening scene. For me personally, when I seen that as a kid, I was probably more so interested in what was happening in that moment, but I think it was the music that really brought that scene to life for me and really creeped me out because the very first horror movie that I'd ever seen was Part 3. So I come in on that when it was all about, you know, a little bit more of a sense of humor and just his witty dialogue or whatever it is. But then I went back to this one, not realizing that this was the first one. You could definitely see that upside to why everyone really appreciates this character. It's a little bit different to like Michael Myers and obviously Jason, how we can sort of resonate with his sense of humor a little bit. It's very dark in that nature. For what we get, though, I can't help it. I can't help but seeing like a little bit of the people that I live like around, like Australia to an extent. You see a little bit of that sense of humor in those people in Freddie. So for me, in that culture change a little bit, you know, it's a bit of a weird scenario to how you would see it, to how we would see it, I think, down here. And it's just to see that play out on screen, yeah, really fucking creeped me out as a kid. And out of all the horror characters, what Jason and Michael is to most people, Freddie is that to me. I love him the most out of all of that because of his sense of humor. He's able to talk in just how Wes was able to bring that character to life and really give us like these dreamlike states of realism. And it's just a clever way he went about it too, to really fuck with the other characters' minds. To even think that Wes could come up with something like this, I don't know. It's an interesting idea. I would have loved to pick Wes's brain about creating this film, to write this shit on the paper. Like how far do you go to those dark places to think of stuff like this? And, you know, really try and fucking flush these characters out to the point where it just brings that like that creepiness all around. Yeah, I don't know. It's a film that's really stuck with me over the years. And like I said, Freddie's my guy, my go-to guy, like Jason is to most of you. But yeah, absolutely fantastic film. Yeah, I love it. Even the lighting, like Chad said earlier, the lighting for a dark film like this is just absolutely spot on. It's even a little bit of a throwback to, I feel like, German expression films, you know, Nosferatu, when you get the shadow play of the claws.
Okay.
So you can sort of see the similarities there.
Would you give that to like one scene in particular is towards the end? Clearly we know what Freddy looks like at it, but I feel still like they're trying to kind of mask him a little bit.
Yeah.
Right before he sets off that tripwire with the explosion, like he's against the like he's doing that little bit of Nosferatu, like.
But you know, even the scene before that, when he's stalking Heather, and we see the glove, you know, right in front of the camera, and Heather's walking by, or Nancy's walking by, and you just see the nails go back. Like that's very Nosferatu,
and that's very intentional. Robert took inspiration from Nosferatu in his and used that for his portrayal as Freddy.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome.
So I didn't even
that
know
was
that.
intentional. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Yeah, no, like, yeah, definitely. You definitely see that shadow play in there, and just like the scene we were talking about before in the laneway, you know, the long arms and the, you know, they really mask him out, and then they bring him into the light just enough so you can see the definition of the prosthetics on him. I think it's really smart and clever, because obviously back then they weren't as, you know, groundbreaking as they are now. But yeah, I don't know. I think every direction that Wes went about this film is so fucking smart and clever, and it's a lot more superior than the work that he's done beforehand. Like, yeah, like, I mean, Hills Have Eyes and The Last House on the Left, they just, and then he just comes out and he just strikes gold with something that he found out of a newspaper article. So I don't know. It's something special, this film. I love it.
What I love about all the nightmare aspects of the movie is that it seems like these are actual nightmares that you've had. Like you've everybody's seen or encountered something like this in a bad dream, where you're trying to run and your fingers or your feet are just sinking into something, or you see somebody with those long outstretched arms. These are actual real nightmares and fears that people have had that we all can relate to. And I think that's what makes it so effective. You know, in the later movies, which I know we said we're not going to talk about, they get a little kind of hokey and kind of, you know, gimmicky. And this one, it sticks to the basics and it works.
Yep.
And I think the most effective part is you don't know they're dreaming sometimes. Like, you don't realize Tina's dreaming at a certain point. You don't know they're in their dreams, and they purposely play it that way just so the audience kind of has to go with them. They think it's just a normal day. No, it isn't. You're in their dream now. They don't even know they're dreaming. And that's just so much more effective. And I'm with Brody. I'm actually a Freddy guy. Steve and I have had this discussion before. He's a Jason guy. I'm a
Freddy
Freddy
versus Jason.
guy. That's right. Freddie won that fight. I don't care what you
Whatever.
think.
Fuck
But
you.
but no, the way that they very cleverly, I think, just kept it so on the level between reality and dreams. There wasn't a huge distortion. There wasn't something to tell you it was that until it was too late.
Yeah.
Well, even at
And
the
I thought
end,
that was perfect.
yeah, like even at the end, you think that you're gonna get this happy ending because she stood up to Freddy and she took his power away. But you're like, okay, is this a dream? Is it not a dream? Like, what the fuck's going on? And we never really get a clear answer. Was she dreaming or was she not dreaming? In this film, we never get a clear answer.
Right.
Is
right.
it fair to say that Wes Craven come up with the Inception idea before Christopher
Oh, yeah.
Nolan?
Definitely Inception.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely Incepted.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That'll be the next thing Blumhouse will do, buy the rights for this, and then they'll go off the unanswered question to this ending, and then they'll be like, "Oh, she was in a coma or something for fucking 20 years."
Oh
And,
God,
God.
yeah.
yeah, they'll do something like that.
I think they're trying to get the rights. They want to snatch up the rights to everything because they're trying to get the Friday the 13th rights too.
Please don't,
No.
Jason Blum.
When I'll tell you,
No.
the one thing I do like about Blumhouse is their original ideas.
Yes, yeah.
Because
Okay.
So when they start
I'll give you
remaking
that.
shit,
was Malignant Blumhouse or not?
yeah, I think it was
Mm,
actually.
Was it?
I don't remember.
Is
Mm.
Blumhouse are they a subsidiary of Warner Brothers? Because that would make sense. Because I know Juan did Aquaman, and he was allowed to do Malignant.
Well, they started off in Saw was like Lionsgate, and then Dead Silence was Warner Brothers, I think, and then Insidious was Blumhouse, and then ever since then, James Wan and Lee Winnell have been Blumhouse through and through. So I would not be
Maybe.
surprised if Malignant was Blumhouse. Yeah,
I'm just wondering
I
if
don't
Blumhouse
see
is
it
like I
on
said,
here.
like a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, and that's how it works out. Because like I said, I know
yeah, they could be.
he
like
had to
partner.
do he did Aquaman, but then he got to do Malignant after the fact because like that was like his own like present to him.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, we definitely got some people coming in from YouTube. I'm still not sure what the fuck's going on with Facebook. Joe said the Facebook's for some reason clipping. I don't know. So if anybody's listening to us, and I apologize if we can't see your comments right now, we'll hop over to that YouTube link or Twitch even. Twitch is working too. So,
See, that's got me curious now. I'm wondering if it is Blumhouse or not. I was thinking it was, but
It's not. It's Warner Brothers. I just looked it up. It says it's Warner Brothers. Doesn't say anything about Blumhouse.
I know there was something recent where we watched or reviewed or something talked about that was Blumhouse, and we were all kind of surprised at it. Oh, well. Anyway,
a newer Blumhouse was it? Yeah.
or maybe I'm just thinking of Insidious. I have no idea. I'm crazy. Don't mind me.
I still have yet to dive into that series.
I've still only seen the first one. Wait, yeah, still only seen the first one.
No shit.
Yeah, the rest is pretty average. The first one's okay.
First
I
one's
didn't
good.
like.
First
I
one's
like the
best.
first half. I like the first half of the first one.
Yep, yep.
When they went to the whatever the upside down, whatever that fucking thing was, that's when they went.
The further.
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
further.
yeah.
but we're not here to talk about that. We may
No,
never
we're
talk
here
about that.
Oh,
Here to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's a much superior movie.
So,
fuck yeah.
all right. I'm trying to think. Does everybody have pretty much what they wanted to generally discuss? Or is there any more?
Oh, I think there's a ton we could discuss more if we wanted to.
I apologize if I seem I'm kind of vacant on this one. I'm really just trying to figure out why.
Trying to figure out the
fuck
comment
this shit's not
situation.
working.
Yeah.
It's pissing me off, dude.
That's all right because we got plenty of people. here to
Yeah,
fill
for
in,
sure, for
to
sure.
fill in the blank spots. We got a lot, and we haven't heard much from Heather yet. So, what else is your take on this, Heather?
Well, first of all, you're talking about the opening scene, bringing you in and stuff. Definitely, for sure. I specifically want to point out, I guess, for me, Tina does it for me a lot more. Like, I don't know if it's her acting. I think it's maybe the acting's a little bit better than Nancy. So, I don't know. I'm not saying I hated Heather's portrayal of Nancy or anything, but the first dream sequence with Tina is like almost the best one for me. Like that really pulled me in the most, I think.
All right.
Well, I feel like Heather has a very, like, I don't know if it was her first movie, or what, but her even like when she was kind of crying and stuff, it really wasn't believable.
Yeah,
was
she had an
like
affectation.
when she spoke, it was just very like, what do you mean? Like, it was
Soap
very
opera.
whiny to me, you know,
Mhm.
like she had a very whiny attitude. And then, you know, there were some things that I felt should have been more dramatic, like especially when Jesus, what's her boyfriend's name?
Glenn.
Glenn.
When Glenn
Yeah.
died. That's her boyfriend. Like she knows he's dead. She should have been freaking out a lot more. And maybe they played it as if like she was in shock or something, and you know that was her getting prepared to take on Freddy. But I don't know, that rewatching it again today, it did seem kind of like her acting was kind of off for me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I wonder though how much her performance is because her character arc is supposed to be the friend who doesn't really necessarily believe, you know, like that Tita is having these issues with the dreams, with something else. You know, she's like, yeah, we'll stay at your house, everything's fine, blah blah blah. So she's like kind of trying to be blissfully unaware, even though she is aware, because she kind of has the same dreams, same guy. And over the course of the film, she's supposed to progressively become like this warrior person at the end to take on the ultimate bad guy. You know, so I wonder if part of her performance is like, you know, you say like, what do you mean she's whiny? She's like your typical, you know, especially the '80s teenager trope. Your boyfriend is the jock trope. You know, you get all these people playing out these different things, and she's supposed to try to evolve. But I agree that it's kind of overplayed in that sense. And you know, when she makes that final, like, I guess, say metamorphosis into being the person to take on Freddy at the end, that it's kind of just seems a little disjointed that how she just like, you know what, now I'm learning these survival skills and set these traps, you know, I'm gonna be home alone before Kevin McAllister, it's go time, you know. You know, Freddy's gonna eat shit, you know, like, and she like sets all this stuff up and she taunts him, you know, she's not terrified of him at all when he's in the real world, she's literally taunting him like, come get me, come on, you know, you're such a big scary guy. So it really kind of gets uneven, you know.
At that point, she knew, like Glenn flat out told her, you know, how these tribes, how they dream and how they beat the demon. So I think that's what she was trying to do there, as far as, you know, taunting him and teasing him to getting him to chase her, because she had a plan. At that point, she was just in pure survivor mode. She was just trying to. She didn't have time to really process Glenn's death. She just had this plan. It's like, I'm gonna fuck Freddy up tonight. I got to do it before I'm the next victim.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It probably would have been more effective for me if Tina was the final girl in this film, because we see her from the get-go just on this hell of a fucking journey, and she's just given it all 110%. And I think that's where it sort of fell from me when, like, not saying Heather Langenkamp's a bad actress or anything, but in this film, like most of you, I felt she was a little bit blunt in most scenes. And it's like when she comes to fight Freddy, it's sort of like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know, she somewhat beat Freddy, but if it was Tina, because she's just been on this fucking hellish journey, then finally worked the courage up to really like kick Freddy's ass, that would have been probably more impactful for me personally. But neither here nor there. I think either way, it still worked out pretty fucking fine for what we got. But there's a really weird cut, like where Steve was saying there before about how Glenn gets sucked into the bed, and then it just cuts back to her screaming, like somehow she knows. There's no explanation behind it. She just, I don't know if she can. Is she in the dream at this stage, and she just somehow knows? Because
I think it was that point she just put two and two together when he said, "I'm your boyfriend now," and she realized that he was over there with Glenn.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's just a really weird off-cutting. Like, I don't know, it just put me off. Like, 1 minute he gets sucked in the bed, and then it cuts back to her like screaming at the window, and then it cuts back to the bed and blood shit. I don't know. It just sort of threw me off a little bit, but I don't know. Weird.
Ellen.
I think he meant to put hello.
Hello.
Ellen.
Hello.
Gent.
All right.
So do you think so? I'm pretty sure everybody here knows that there's scenes that were cut, and there was a whole brother angle to Heather. Do you think that would have been more effective if it would have been left in the film?
I think so.
Nah.
I think so.
You don't think so?
You reckon?
No,
Well, she didn't even know that. Did she even know she had a brother in that deleted scene?
I don't think she did. I think this occurred before, because she's supposed to be what, 16, 17, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So I think that the brother was killed either while she was still a baby or before she was able to remember that of even having any kind of cognitive knowledge of having an older sibling. I always found that interesting in that whole. I think it would have made it a little bit more personal for the mom to be hiding that.
That's not all
So
she's hiding.
what else was she hiding?
Okay, it's in my notes, and apparently there was also a bit more to the story that Freddy didn't exactly die in the fire, and the mother goes on to say how he climbed up out of the fire like a demon coming out of hell, and he was out there and he vowed revenge on the parents, and he was going to get their kids, and apparently she shot him in the head.
Oh shit!
Oh, that would have been honestly that would have been kind of sweet. That would have added a lot more like weight to the situation. I feel.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's a
And
lot of the good
explains
stuff.
why she drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So I did see this theory on TikTok because I follow a bunch of these movie theory TikToks, and one of them was about Nightmare on Elm Street and how if the deleted scenes would have been kept in, they made the argument that essentially it was the mom that was doing the killing, and that's why she had the glove stashed up in there. And that she framed Freddy. Like they went into this whole tangent, and I was like, "Holy shit, this actually makes sense." Like,
Nah.
I've actually never seen these deleted scenes.
Oh, it's interesting. She finds. I want to say she finds a box or something that has pictures.
Didn't they do that for the remake?
They did it for the remake. They did do it in the remake. Yeah, they did add that into the remake. So if you've seen the remake, it's essentially that angle. But it was in the original.
No, to go back to the point, I think the brother angle wouldn't have had much impact at all, honestly. Because to make it personal, all of her friends and her boyfriend are getting slaughtered. That's pretty personal.
Well, I mean more personal, as in for a reason for Freddy to be attacking them.
Yeah, he's after.
But I feel
because he killed their siblings as well.
Right, but I do feel that if they would have shown the scene of him coming up out of the fire and saying that, it kind of gives you more of an idea of why that. If she shoots him in the head, then there you go.
Yeah. I like that. I kind of wish we.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I know. I really like in my head. I'm picturing it going, "Oh, that'd just be super awesome."
What's
and then
the
you
one?
Wouldn't need the brother one.
And I do apologize. I'm not trying to jump around, but what's the one where we actually get junkyard, like the junkyard scenes with the
three, four,
is it
3
4?
and 4 actually.
3 and 4, yes.
See, so like in my head, it's kind of looks like those scenes, but it's just
with fire.
Yeah,
claymation Freddy coming out.
That was like old school fire. That was like old school Ray Harryhausen right there.
There you go.
One thing I didn't.
Perseus in the background.
I'm kind of curious. Like, okay, so her mom hid Freddy's glove in their furnace in the home.
Yeah,
so
how did that not shit burn? Did they never use their fucking?
Well, no, not just that. Wouldn't that be evidence?
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
So why does she have it?
Maybe she.
Well, I mean, I know her husband was a cop.
Yeah, maybe they just wanted to sweep it under the rug. They didn't want to.
And that was part of the theory: is why would she have evidence from a murderer?
Okay, let's just look ahead a little bit. And in Freddy's Dead, it shows that he has numerous different gloves, too. So this could have been one of his backup gloves. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing. She has a fetish. Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Benson? Nick Benson is watching right now.
How's it going, Nick?
That's what I'm saying. These comments are pissing me the fuck off, homies. I can't figure it out.
This is crazy. But
yeah, I'd lean more towards it was the parents trying to cover up them burning him alive. But still, why would you hold on to it?
Do we even know for a fact that the police had that as evidence versus because he was arrested? Maybe they never found it. Maybe the parents had it the whole time. Maybe he had it stashed and they found it on his body at the end when they burned him. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe the father took it away and hid it in the furnace, not her.
You know what? If Supernatural has taught us one thing, if she would have burned the glove, laid some salt on it and burned it, Freddy would have been gone.
No, baby.
He was attached to
hat too. You got to do the hat because you know
it's hat. No, because Nancy pulled that out from the dream, but her mom always had the glove. His spirit's tied to the glove.
Yep. So
was it the hat in the reboot that I'm thinking of that she had the hat too? I didn't think she pulled the hat out of the glove in that one, or the hat out of the dream in that one. I might be confusing them. Anyway, sorry.
I saw the reboot once, never again.
Saw it in theater, fell asleep.
Saw it twice.
I own it, dude. I hate to say it, but I do.
I don't
So
hate it
let
as
me
much
ask
as
that question then.
person.
Let me ask that question then. In
Oh, Lord.
this series, not the reboot,
No.
just this series alone, is Freddy a pedo?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say
Yeah.
no.
It's
I say
not.
no.
It's not delivered on the head, but these are still teen girls that are underage that he's trying to lick and say sexual things to.
Mhm.
He's still a pedo.
But in the original idea,
He might not be. He might
Wes-
not be
Wes
2010 young children under 6 pedo. Yes.
Wes Craven originally did want to make a pedophile, but he changed it at the last minute because it was. It's in my notes. I'll get into
Hey
it.
man,
But yes,
the 80s
that was the original
the 80s
intent.
was a different time.
That's
You
true.
know, there's
It's-
that song 17, you know, hey,
Oh, Winger.
winger, man.
That's got to be the first ever winger reference on this show. Thank you.
It won't be the last.
In 5 years. Fucking A, bro.
No, I always think about, I have those like fan theories, if the mom's the killer or something like that. And I think what people fail to remember at the heart of this, you're talking about a movie about a guy who comes and kills you in your dreams. So there's no real need to dive any further. So it is.
Yeah.
Why does she have the glove? Because of the plot. So
Yeah, because-
why does she have these things? It's just a plot device. But truthfully, I like we said earlier, he did have multiple gloves. He didn't just have one. And I thought personally, like in my head, I'm like, well, maybe she was saving it to like market as like a multi-tool, like kitchen device. She's like, yeah, you could cut 10 potatoes, like
Slices,
whack.
dices.
That's why Freddie's after her. She already had the patent filed, and it was still pending.
Yeah.
See,
Every time he's a slap chop commercial, he's pissed.
That's the original slap shop.
Yeah.
no, I'm just gonna say, like, if I was a parent in this situation, I don't know if I would hide the glove. I feel like the glove would be mounted at the local bar like a fucking mount.
Yeah, above the
You know what I
fucking
mean?
bar. It's a
Right.
trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
We still didn't answer though about the furnace though. Like, do they not use the furnace?
no,
maybe
they don't. They clearly do not.
I mean, all I can figure is maybe that's an old furnace and they have a newer, updated furnace like shoved back.
It never gets cold
somewhere.
in Springwood.
Yeah.
It's Ohio.
Nancy's always
Yeah.
Nancy gets the flu every year. Why? Their house is 50 degrees and it's fucking snowing.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if that was the line? It's like, mother, is this why the house is always freezing? You never turn the thing on.
It's like, yeah, that's it.
Or on the flip side, she had it in there to try to burn it away, and it doesn't burn away. Now that would be a cool aspect that they could go to. You'd have to say something about it, at least.
It's like a cursed object in D&D. It's indestructible.
Right. You're just like,
Well,
what the fuck, dude? Everything I do to this, nothing happens.
See, she should have gone Anthony Michael Hall and been like, evil fries tonight, and then lit the furnace, and then it would have gone up.
100%, dude. Oh, fuck it, hey, dude. Let's see what else we get. We talked stretchy arms, right? The stretch Armstrongs.
Yeah, oh yeah, stretchies.
How come they
God.
never bring that
It's
shit
as
back?
campy
Dude?
as campy as that is.
I love
That
it.
shit's horrifying.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it is
that
scary.
was
Real nightmare.
scary as shit. Even as
Yeah.
an adult, watching that now today, I'm like, ooh, that would
This-
if I just saw stretchy arm guy coming at me in the fucking alley, my ass would have been gone. I'd be
Yeah,
gone.
Like that's scarier than like the Freddy fish fin and the Dream Master or whatever we had. In
Oh
there.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. But no, if you could actually put yourself in this reality for that second of time, and just imagine watching somebody's arms grow like that, like your head wouldn't be able to wrap around it. You're like, what the fuck am I watching, dude? Like,
How great would it have been to see this in a theater opening night back in 1984 with the
It'd be
crowd?
fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I was swimming in my dad's ball sack, but still, I mean, I would
I
have
was
loved
only
it.
3.
Yeah,
Wait.
I was 2.
John-
It wouldn't have worked out so well.
You were born in 85 then, John?
85's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
April.
Oh, so you were in your
Hey.
you were already baking. You weren't in your
Mhm.
dad's balls. You were in your mom's belly.
True. Yeah. And I might have been, yeah, that's right.
He was a little bun in the oven, about
What's
the
up,
size of a cinnamon roll.
What's up, Rich? Don't worry. I see you there. I know
We don't
your
see you,
comments.
so
your
what's up?
comments.
I have it up on my
bad,
phone,
dude.
so I'm keeping an eye on the comments.
I know. That's
too.
why at least like I'm trying to give shout outs to the people that I can
Oh
see.
shit! I should do that.
Because like usually I have show notes up, but there's enough of us here and we know what the fuck we're doing. So but no, thank you everybody for joining us too, man. We got a full house tonight. I don't think we've ever had this many people viewing live
Hold
at
on,
once.
hold on.
so.
Sorry.
Fantastic.
There we go. Oh yeah, look at this. I'm seeing all these now.
No, it's not that we're busy. It's just that the feed itself is fucking up, Rich, and we don't know why.
Yeah,
we've been trying to
Restream's acting boo.
we've been trying to fix it this whole 45 fucking minutes, but to no avail.
I think when you go back and get a clip of that stretchy arm scene and add like the Inspector Gadget theme in the background, just
Bump it
because
up.
go Gadget go as he's just like running down the aisle. It was awesome, man.
They work
Gadget arms.
Exactly.
No, I wish we got more back to that. Maybe not necessarily in this particular movie, but we never really get stretchy Freddy ever again.
Well, I think because there's really
part 5.
Oh yeah.
The arm.
But I was gonna say there's really not a lot of reused tropes in this series. I mean,
no, because like once you do the one Johnny Depp kill, you're not going to redo that again, dude. Just because
you do see things like Freddy cuts his fingers off again a couple more times.
You do see little things like that, just to kind of fuck with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think also too.
Sorry, you go. Matt. Yeah, you go.
Okay. Well, I was going to say also, I think it's because the idea is that the nightmare is tailored to the person. So if Tina has a nightmare, they're like she's afraid of apparently people with really long arms, so never let her meet Shaq. You know, she's just like she has a fear of wingspan. He's like wham, you know. But if it's somebody has a fear of like a dog or something like that, he'll tailor the nightmare to that or to like their emotional trauma.
And I would love to see that if they ever reboot. That's what I would love to see is that Freddy is tailored to every individual's dream, so that way he doesn't have to look the same. It doesn't always have to be Robert Englund.
Honestly,
that's how
if I was gonna do a newer Freddy, because I like where you were going with the longer eye things. I thought you were going in a different direction, Scoops, but honestly, I'd put Doug Jones in the mask now. That dude is long and weird and just has that like creepy Langster fucking style body, and I think it would work really fucking well for Freddy.
Just don't put Bill Cosby in the mask.
Method acting.
Yeah.
No.
Jesus. Just want to give a shout out. I see Emily is on the other Facebook feed commenting. So what's up, Emily?
What's up?
Sorry, I just saw Nick Benson's on there. Our old buddy Slick Nick.
Yep.
Worked on part 4.
Fucking A, bro.
Yeah. We're gonna have to talk to him for part 4 when we do part 4.
Yo, I don't even know if we've ever gotten him before, but Tommy even threw us some. He threw us stars tonight. I don't know what that does. I've never done that shit.
We already talked about that melody. Shut up.
But yeah, I would love to get Nick on here, even if just to do an intro, or if he wants to come live and we do part 4.
Dude, if he wants to do the whole episode, that'd be fantastic.
Maybe get Nick too. You know,
right? Mm-hmm. All righty. Did we want to dive behind the scenes? Did we want to still keep discussing? What do we want?
Well, we got Bobby's video.
Let's bring up Bobby's 11 minutes.
Are we going to watch the full 11 minutes?
This is
hell yeah.
You know what?
I might go get a coffee.
Thank you for that, Scoobs. I kind of forgot about that because there's so many fucking viewing windows on this panel. I totally forgot about that. All right, let me pull up Mr. Mona here.
Are we going to MST3K his video?
Panel.
Sure.
Good evening, Gore. I am one of the co-hosts, the Killing Machine, Bobby and Mo, and I will be on
I'm not
tonight,
the only one wearing a Halloween
but
shirt.
I'm here to give you my review of the original Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984. I'm so happy we're starting the new year off with this. So make this as quick as possible, but got to dive a little bit because this is easily one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
Bobby.
And just to start off right at the bat, it's suspenseful. It was new. It's got darkness to it. It's got a mood kind of right off the bat. It didn't hold back in 84, and it was different than everything you had coming out at the time. You had Friday the 13th, which was already on number 4 at the time. Halloween had Halloween 3 2 years before. The 4 didn't even happen yet. So you were literally in the middle of the horror genre coming to the slashers were becoming and or were big. And then you have the newcomer, Freddy Krueger, from this come in and basically kind of turn it upside down a little bit, but also broaden the spectrum. He's one of the first ones that talk. He's ugly looking. He's burnt. He just has this whole thing about him that just makes you go, we don't like this person. Which, in terms, I mean, he was a child murderer. And I know for the movie, there was a little hinting, a little bit of child molestation. I'm sure the boys will talk about that a little bit. It was hinted at, talked about it in the documentary. There was a hint that happened there. But in the Never Sleep Again documentary, Robert Englund said something of, he's in their dreams. And it's already a violation of their personal space. So whether it happened or not, in a way, it's happening because he's already invading the personal of these kids, these men. And it's already on a personal level, something that was never done before. So it really taps into the fear of what happens when you fall asleep. That's where the first nightmare really, for me, it's probably my number one. And then it could be 3, 2, but we'll get to those movies later on in the year. So overall, this is just such a hell of a movie to watch. I never have a bad time watching it, and I always notice something new when I watch it every single time. But to start off, one of my favorite sequences, or actually my favorite sequence, is the sequence of Tina's dream. So the second the camera pans up to her window, to the time we see her death, that is my favorite sequence. The first time I saw that, and the first time I saw it was in a movie called Boogeyman, the Killer Compilation. They used that sequence. It was terrifying because you had no idea. It's a dream. Anything can happen. He can be anywhere. He can do this. He can do that. Especially with the arm extensions, it makes you feel like there is no escape. You can't get past him. And then she runs in the opposite direction, and he's there. He's able to cut his fingers off. You see literally the skin of his face get ripped off. Like, it was something new, and it was something that clearly stands the test of time, and it still does. That whole sequence is easily scariest for me. It's my favorite. It's the most, one of the most tense sequences in the whole movie. I could talk about that scene all day long, but they got a show to do. I got a dinner to go to, so we're going to keep it on. My favorite character is, I think this one's a little obvious. It's Nancy.
He says that 3 minutes into the 10-minute fucking video, by the way.
Yeah. I'm keeping tabs.
She's also a very beautiful girl. But she just has that sense to her, like, it's almost like she knows, even when she didn't know in the beginning, that she knew, like, something just isn't right with these dreams. Something's not, everything is connected, especially when she sees Rod Lane in the jail cell and he's telling her what's going on. It's like, we've all been having these dreams. I don't know. I love her character, strong-willed.
Anyone else wish we could play this?
Also,
like
looks the killer in the face, comedic effect, especially at the end. It says, "You're nothing. You're shit." Even though the ending is ambiguous, is the movie a whole? Is it a dream? Is it not a dream? Is it this or that? So, which I do love. Tuesday, by the way. So I do love how it goes, but I know that it's always a little bit of like a, it's kind of like almost in a way, I think for some people, a little bit of a letdown because it's like, well, you went through all that now. Instead, it just keeps happening and starting again. And the whole movie's a dream, or is it this, or is it that? We'll leave that up to the boys to go through. But for me, I think it's a dream over and over again. But I would have liked to seen a little bit more of the, a little more Crete ending, I guess. But I digress. I still love it. But yeah, she is my favorite character, 100%. And Freddy as well, only because at this point, we have no idea who he is or what he is, which we get to a little further on in the series a little bit. We know he was a child murderer. He liked what he did. I also like Freddy because he's a monster that we don't have sympathy for. We shouldn't. Whereas most of the other ones, think of Leatherface, for instance, we have sympathy for him. He's just trying to protect it. Jason was a victim of drowning. We have sympathy for that. Freddy liked what he did, and he did it because he wanted to do it. He gets right to the point. There is no,
in the new one.
Well, no, he did this.
I say
they
new,
burned
it's fucking
him,
13 years
and
old.
the vigilante justice comes in, and there are some people who probably deserve it, and I think Freddy is one of them. And Robert Englund, as we all know, is Freddy. I mean, he bought
I did not.
that. He brought that character to life. I don't think anybody else, especially back then, could do it. His face, the way he moved, and you don't really see too much of his facial features throughout the movie.
How many more
But
minutes?
you still get the sense of that smile, that ugly teeth, grit eating smile.
You know, if they rebooted Chris Pratt's playing Freddy, it's going to happen.
It's
up to you, man. We're at 7 minutes.
7 minutes? We still got like 3 minutes then.
Keep going.
Yeah,
we got 3
we already
minutes.
got 3 minutes
Just go.
left.
Just go. Let him have his time.
He's loving.
We love you, Bob.
Second of this. Wonderful performances, and some of the visual effects are absolutely stunning. And one of my favorite death is probably there's two. Number one is Johnny Depp's death, which this is also his first starring role, which I'm sure the boys will get into. It's again something we didn't see. He gets sucked into a bed, and all you see is this fountain of blood. Which that amount of blood is not in the human body, I'm willing to bet. But if it
Bullshit.
is,
Evil Dead says
so
otherwise.
And I love the effect behind it because it was
Evil
that
Dead
room
logic,
that they
it
literally
works.
turn upside down, so
Army of
it
Darkness,
pours
baby.
out.
I've seen Dead Alive.
If
Come
you
on.
look, which I'm sure is in the
We'll be
notes
reviewing
for
that.
Chad,
Good man.
you see it kind of drift to one side a little bit. And well, that's because they had a malfunction and it turned a little bit and then it started to make it, but it gives it that just that ugliness of like, that whole room is filled with this young kid's blood. It's just so fucking graphic. It's so gory. Even back then, like, people say Friday the 13th is gory. I'm like, that was probably
Yeah, he didn't
a lot
like
more
it,
than the first
the blood
4
from the
Friday
ceiling,
movies in
or
terms of
pouring onto the
blood
ceiling when it hit the
put
light.
together.
The light was so active,
So that's a
so
whole
the guy
nother
pouring
level.
the blood got electrocuted.
Also, the worst part of that sequence is when the coroners, the ambulance, the
That's a
cops
new
show up, and you
villain
see a
origin
cop
story.
have to take a bucket, put it downstairs because it's seeping through the ceiling. It goes to show that this was a movie that was willing to pull out all the stops to really drive home that yes, this is a slasher. Yes, there's going to be dead people, but there's a reason why it is the way it is, and there's a reason why this killer does it. And these kids are as innocent could be, especially since their parents did this, and now the parents have to pay. Which again, we learn later on that it was only the kids of Elm Street, but we'll worry about that when we get to those other films. In terms of cinematography, it beautifully shot. It's bright, but it's got the darkness. It's not too dark. It's perfect, especially in the shadows for Freddy, because you don't want to see too much of him, especially in the first movie. I love the fact that you don't see him too much. So it really gives you the sense of, well, what does he look like? What is really that face? And now if you look first behind the scenes photos, you see that it was pretty intricate. It looked ugly. It looked deep. But I like that you don't see that in the film itself. So I'm going to cut it short for you guys. Let them go a little bit deeper into it.
It's the shortest 11 minutes of all time.
Shows that these kids were not just sacrificial lambs. They were paying the price of something they didn't realize their parents did. And now this being is back to take care of that because their parents did something. It's the town's dirty little secret. And now they all have to pay. So this is your Killing Machine, Bobby Ramone, signing out. Have a happy New Year. I hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's Eve. I will see you next week for House 2. And enjoy the show, motherfuckers.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, my God, dude.
The shortest 20% of the entire running time so far anyone's ever had.
Holy shit.
Which glove is that, Brody?
Actually, my brother made this.
Nice.
He took the designs off the internet and he designed it himself. So it's a little bit.
That's-
It's pretty much the same, but like he's left a little bit of like made it look like it's pretty. It's probably you could essentially say it's the Australian version. We'll just call it that. But he loves Part 6 so much, so he tried to make it like Part 6. And yeah, what about
I
yours?
won this one in a raffle. I don't know who made it, but this thing's badass.
That's
How
fucking
heavy is it?
And
sick.
it's sturdy and it moves. It's not stiff like the NECA ones.
Yeah. Nah, they're really cool once you got them on. Like it's you can definitely see why Robert Englund was able to bring that character to life. Once they're on, it's like a whole feeling of I don't know, something about the glove.
It makes you want to cut a motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm glad you said it, not me.
I'll fucking say it. I don't give a fuck. It makes you put the glove on. You want to fucking be like, yo, what can I really do with this?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like
yeah.
when you actually have a legit version of your machete, if you're Jason or something like that. You're like, oh, dude, I'm going to start swinging on
Exactly.
trees and shit just for the fuck of it.
Just don't try to wipe with it.
Boom.
Yeah.
You know, that's always my question for the ladies with the big acrylic nails, man. Like, how y'all do
I
that
say that all the time.
Because, like, I don't know, man. It's
My daughter had got long ass nails. I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna wipe your ass now? You nasty.
like I get that bidets are a lot more common nowadays, but still,
That's
dude,
not
like,
gonna get all the poop off.
No, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's either that or
We
it's
have to
gonna
turn that water pressure way up for that.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this is, I Scoops. I know you said no side note. I don't
All
give a
right.
shit. This is gonna be one super
This
small,
is fucking stupid sidebar.
super sidebar. I had this conversation the other day, dude. There is a weird level on bidets where it's literally it's cleanliness to dangerous, and it's almost like a pressure washer to where you're probably going to end up blowing off skin if you go a little bit too high. So, you know, I'm not saying you couldn't clean it, but you're going to do a lot more damage than just clean it.
Yeah.
Speaking of bidets, Chad Daddy, spread them cheeks now.
Oh, fucking perfect, bro.
All I can say is bidet, mate. Okay, so New Line Cinema was saved from bankruptcy by the success of this film and was jokingly nicknamed the house that Freddy built. And that's kind of stuck because they still call it that. Or called it that. Is New Line Cinema even still a thing? Or did it just kind of get absorbed by Warner?
I
believe it got
by
absorbed.
Warner.
That's what I thought. That's a shame.
Question. Ooh. All right. So is this the movie, or what is the movie when you see New Line Cinema and you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about? What
Either
is the
this or
movie
Scream.
that is on your head when you see that? No music.
Mortal Kombat!
This is this one for
Scream.
me. It's always gonna be this one.
It's this one for you.
It's either this or Scream.
Wow.
It's Scream. for
I'm
me.
going. Damn. I'm going Mortal Kombat
Oh,
followed
yeah,
by
I'm-
Ninja Turtles. Go fuck y'all.
Yep.
How do you not,
Mortal-
Boobs, really? You're not throwing Ninja Turtles on there? Wow. Blasphemy.
Leatherface 3, Mortal Kombat, and this film.
There you go.
Ooh, Leatherface 3. Throwing a curveball.
just-
I like it.
I just rewatched that actually.
I just see
I love
the New Line Cinema, the little piece of film flying, and all like,
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
And then you hear the bump, 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 bump. Yeah, dude, that's like instantaneous. Or it's the fucking Ninja Turtle, like the fucking little ninjas. It's like, or the third. You know, I guess my third one is also random one. Blade.
Blade. Yeah.
I didn't know that was New Line.
Oh
But
yes,
the way to tell that one is that one's red and black. So that's
Yeah.
a dead giveaway for that one. But it's still always a little bit hopeful because I think that's the secondary New Line that pops up for it. But all right.
okay. All of the boiler room footage in the film was shot in the basement of the Lincoln Heights Jail in Los Angeles, which was condemned shortly after production wrapped due to high levels of asbestos.
Oh, wow, that's good for the casting crew.
It'd been closed since like the 50s, so that's not a big surprise.
All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next commercial. You got Mrs. Thielen working on a Nightmare on Elm Street. Please contact us.
Oh, so Emily says we can't hate on the nails. You would be amazed how easy you can get things done.
Well, I'm not trying to play a claw game with my food.
What else is she getting done with those long nails? That's getting
Don't need to know, don't want to know.
inquiring minds want to know. Okay, continuing on. Okay, so the scene where Freddy's arms elongate was achieved by having men with fishing poles on each side of the alley operating a set of puppet arms attached to Robert Englund.
All right.
So basically, they're just standing there, just stretching them with the poles.
See,
Which-
and
Yeah.
sometimes I don't want to know how the behind the scenes stuff happens because it just ruins it for me. Because
I
now
think it's
all I
more-
can picture is fucking like two like old dudes in fishing hats be like, "Oh, I got it, I got
Courtney
it."
Fisherman.
That's way more. That's I love that shit, dude.
See, I'm just imagining like they have the cut, like, God damn it, Carl, further to the right. You're
I mean,
not
y'all-
pulling him enough.
I mean, we all see the fall mattress on the stairs at the end when he falls over the banister and clearly lands on the giant mattress that's placed in the middle of the stairwell. But whatever.
Or the cutouts of the stairs where it's filled in with all the goop that Raxa steps in.
Yeah.
Dude, I still love that pan shot of everything on fire. Like, that is probably my favorite shot of this whole movie. It's just like, oh. And then you know what? I feel like I'm kind of like on Scoobs. Like, I probably could easily figure out how they did it. I almost just don't know if I want to know. Like, it's just like, oh man, I'm cool with it how it is. So, Chad Daddy,
Okay.
and a little farther.
In the original script, Freddy was a child molester. However, the decision was made to change him into being a child murderer to avoid accusations of exploiting a series of child molestations in California around the time of production. He was rewritten as a child molester in the remake starring Jackie Earle Haley.
It's too dark, man. A little too dark.
Just a bit. Didn't need it.
Nope. We know. It just doesn't need to be discussed. It's good.
Heather Langenkamp beat over 200 actresses for the role of Nancy Thompson, among them Jennifer Grey, Demi Moore, Courtney Cox, Tracy Gold, and Claudia Wells.
Wow.
Claudia Wells was the original Jennifer from Back to the Future.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of Jennifer Grey because I just got to listen to her in the new Cage match.
I'm trying to picture Courtney.
Oh my God,
Cox.
how was that?
Yeah,
It
I
was
was
pretty-
picturing Courtney Cox too.
It was pretty solid. I still think the first one and Snowblind are the best. This one was weird, and I'll gladly discuss with you guys after the fact if you want to talk it in like nerd news.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
Wes Craven first came up with the basic idea for the movie from a series of articles in the LA Times over a 3-year period about a group of Southeast Asian refugees from the Hmong tribe, several of whom died in the throes of horrific nightmares. The group had come to the U.S. to escape the murderous reign of Pol Pot, and within a year of arriving, 3 men had died, all in similar situations. The young, otherwise healthy man would have a nightmare, then refuse to sleep for as long as he could. When he finally fell asleep from exhaustion, he woke screaming, then died. Autopsy results revealed they had not died from heart failure, but had simply died. It was this inability to find a cause of death that intrigued Craven so much. Medical authorities have since called the phenomenon Asian death syndrome, a variant of sudden unexpected death syndrome and Brugada syndrome.
Weird.
So there's like, if you're an infant, if you're like an Asian infant, you're fucked, bro. Like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
Asian infant death syndrome, AIDS.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh,
I wasn't even trying to go there, but
Sorry.
I was just thinking like, man, dude, there's the fucking SIDS, and then there's that. Jesus Christ.
well, I mean, hey, at least they get a month.
AIDS has been around long enough. It's fair to joke about it now.
Oh yeah, dude, it's 22
not-
and a half
it's not
years.
taboo
Once it
anymore.
hits 22 and a half years, that everything can be laughed about.
We can laugh about it. Yep.
That's the joke.
The original glove was later used in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, and was also seen hanging on the wall of the work shed in Evil Dead 2. This was in response to the use of the Evil Dead on a television screen in this film, and part of a continued banter between directors Wes Craven and Sam Raimi. However, when Wes Craven loaned the glove to the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dreams Warriors set, it got lost, and is rumored to be in the possession of Robert Englund's agent.
Bitch. Somebody stole that shit.
Steph sent me something about Supernatural. I'll have to look that up later.
Did they?
So, yeah.
That would be a crossover episode, dude. Freddy on Supernatural.
Oh, the Winchesters would fuck him up. Please. They
I know,
way
but
worse things.
I'm just saying, like, I would like to just see. I always love how the intros of those shows pop out because those are always like the best and like they like get you know what I mean. So I want to see what they're gonna do with just full on like what they could do Freddy aspect wise. Set the pace. That's what I want to see. Because yeah, you know they're gonna kick their ass, dude. Like something's gonna happen to it. But
Oh, it wouldn't even be a very long episode.
I just feel like Freddy would at least dress like Dean at one point to like fuck with him. I don't know why. Would that work though? They're not teens. Could they like? Yeah, I guess they could. He's fucked with adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shows up. You
It's
guys
not-
are a little old for my taste, but it's fine.
Yeah, right. Still cute though.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What else we got,
The
Chad? Daddy?
inspiration for the character of Freddy came from several sources in Wes Craven's childhood. Fred Krueger was a schoolmate of his with whom he had shared a paper route and who had bullied him for several years.
Oh,
In
shit.
Last House on the Left, Craven also used this experience as inspiration, calling the villain Krug, which, if I remember correctly, we were not too kind to that movie.
Dude, that
No,
movie
that movie
sucked.
sucked dick.
It was
did.
awful, and I would never recommend it to anybody.
And I think that was a Bobby pick, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And we'll never forgive him.
Bastard.
Freddy's burns came from a man with severe burn scars by whom Craven had once been terrified as a child, and Freddy's attire was inspired by an alcoholic hobo that Craven saw staring at him through his window one day when he was 10 years old.
Congratulations, Scuba. You're dressed like an alcoholic hobo.
I mean, where's the lie?
Where's the
fucking
And
lie?
apparently a child molester.
Hey, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Whoa!
No.
Yeah,
Mel,
okay, put it.
Hey,
Mel said it. Mel said it. He's a child molester, so.
I'm gonna put the sign in your yard, bro. Sorry.
Poor Scoobs. The film cost roughly $1.8 million to produce, of which only $57,000 was reserved for the ambitious special effects. The effects designer Jim Doyle accepted anyway because he was desperate for work. The movie made its entire budget back in its opening weekend.
Fucking right, dude. That's awesome. Man, I wish I would have been old enough, well, alive and old enough in 84 to enjoy the year of 84 in the cinema, because holy fuck, bro. That's
Dude.
a year.
Dude, I saw some of the greatest movies of all time then. I got to see Ghostbusters, Gremlins, Beverly Hills Cop all in the theater.
That's what I'm
was great.
saying, man. Like I saw Ghostbusters in theaters, but it was well far after the fact. You know what I mean? Like to be able to. Now I did see 2 in theaters as a kid, and I still kind of remember that. It's fuzzy, but still young. But man, it's 84 is just such solid movies.
It was a great year.
Fucking A, man. I'm jealous. Anyways,
Wes Craven's original concept for Freddy Krueger was considerably more gruesome, with teeth showing through the flesh over the jaw, pus running from the sores, and a part of the skull showing through the head. Makeup artist David B. Miller argued that an actor couldn't be convincingly made up that way, and a puppet would be hard to film and wouldn't blend well with live actors, so these ideas were eventually abandoned. But there is they do kind of do that in the remake. Because Freddy had, because he had like kind of like an open wound here. You could see his teeth and everything.
could you see his teeth through his cheek? I can't remember that.
Yeah.
I just
In
thought
the
he had
ball-
different kind of burns. Like,
Nah, in the behind the scenes of the remake, they had like a little bit of a green patch here, and then they
did they?
added in with the effects. Yeah,
Okay.
it looks pretty bad.
Take your word for it. For sure. I mean, the pus would have been cool. Gross, but cool.
Bobby's coming, guys. We're up to 7
Oh,
again.
shit.
We already heard from him. We already heard his 10 minutes.
Wait,
I don't need
you
to
know
get
what?
no more from
He had
Bobby.
his 10 minutes.
No, that's fine because I still never got his score. Did you?
Oh, he didn't say his score.
Yeah. How you giving us an 11-minute video and no fucking score, bro?
Yeah.
Wow,
This is
Bobby.
he did that the
Wow.
last time he did a video.
Yep.
Because I
Epic
swear, dude,
fail.
I
Message him.
had the calculator up, and
That-
I was just like, did I
That-
miss it, or was I? Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I
That
don't
last
know.
video though, that was great because he sent it in 3 parts and he sent the same part twice.
I partially blame myself for not checking before putting it all
So
together.
fucking funny.
Anyways,
The first time Freddy is seen in the movie, he isn't being played by Robert Englund, but by special effects man Charles Ballardinelli, as he was the only one who knew exactly how to cut the glove and insert the blades.
oh, that's cool.
So that wasn't Englund's hands.
It always throws me off, like when I put mine in today, and it always shows that little screen because I'm like, oh wait, did I put the wrong fucking like widescreen versus full screen bullshit on? And I'm like, oh wait, nope, that's just the movie. Never mind.
Yeah, it's just a movie.
Always kind of forget that.
One of the main reasons Johnny Depp was chosen was because Wes Craven's daughter thought he was dreamy and threatened to run away from home if he was not cast in the movie.
Oh, nice.
All right,
I guess they should
Yeah.
call it because, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. He's a handsome man.
Actor David Warner was originally cast to play Freddy. Makeup tests were done, but he had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts. Replacing him was difficult at first. Kane Hodder, who would later better be known as playing fellow slasher icon Jason Voorhees, was among those who Wes Craven talked with about the role of Freddy. Englund eventually got the part by showing up at his audition with ash smeared under his eyes to sync them, greasing his hair back with a dipstick from under the hood of his car, and blinking as little as possible.
I'm trying to, dude. Kane Hodder as Freddy to me, I just see Super Freddy, and it's not.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I mean? Like just giant, big, bulky Freddy.
Well, technically, he has played Freddy in Jason.
He
Goes
has.
Out.
He technically has. But as
That
for
was
like
bizarre.
me trying to envision a full look,
Yeah.
just I don't know.
No, not
I'm,
good.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
The sparking glove effect seen throughout the movie was achieved by attaching the glove to a car battery. The famous scraping noise was created by scratching a steak knife on the underside of a metal chair.
Fuck yeah.
Interesting. I wonder how many things they scraped with that knife till they got to chair. You know what I mean? Like they obviously started with plate and they were like, that's not it. We need something else.
I'm
I
guessing
just imagine him going to.
What was
I
that?
just imagine him going to like a. I just imagine him going to like a Target and just like get a steak knife through all the departments. It's like, lemon. Lemon didn't work. Fuck cereal box. Shit. You know, it's like, oh, let's go around.
Oh, let's try that.
Mouthwash was a close, yeah.
Welcome
Bobby!
aboard, Bobby.
Hi, I'm late, but I made it at least to some degree.
Yeah, it's a good thing you did because you never gave us a fucking score again.
What do you mean I didn't? Which video did you take?
The 11-minute video you left.
I said a 5 out of 5.
When did you say that? You must have said that.
None
like,
of us heard it.
All right. Well, I'm going to throw that.
Okay, continuing on. In the original script, Freddy's famous red and green sweater was red and yellow, based on the colors worn by Plastic Man, who, like Freddy, could change his form. The idea was that whatever Freddy changed into would be yellow and red. However, when Wes Craven read an article in Scientific American in 1982 that said the two most contrasting colors to the human retina were red and green, he decided to alter the colors.
Man, that's just weird. Like, now I want Plastic Man Freddy.
Yeah.
Because Plastic Man's always kind of been like on the level, right? Like,
Yeah,
toes the line, I guess.
very much so.
Yeah. I mean, not like terrible bad guy, usually just more like bank robber dude.
Glenn was supposed to rise from the bed after the bed bloodbath scene, but that was cut. That is actually in the deleted scenes. It didn't.
Look
It
shit.
didn't look. Yeah, it looked awful. It looked dumb.
So there's supposed to be some dilapidated body remaining after all
But
that
he
blood.
no, he comes out normal.
Yeah, he's
so
like
all
in-
the blood comes out and then he comes out normal. So it's like,
Yeah,
what
that'd
the
be
fuck?
weird.
Why? Yeah, what would be the point? Where'd all that blood
Yeah.
come from?
I don't know.
They should have just like thrown like a cube chuck roast up from the middle of the bed instead. Like, Glenn, just got a
Like a
little arrow pointing
pile of
down. That's fucking
Pile of
Yeah,
hamburger
there's Glenn.
with headphones on it.
yeah. Still listening to ABBA for some reason. Nothing was watching.
Oh,
If this was a later in the series entry, they would have like thrown up like a skin sack, like an empty fucking skin
Yeah,
sack.
there you
or
go.
something like that.
Yeah, there you would.
Did you guys notice that later on when Nancy was going through the boiler room, Freddy had trophies of all of his victims
Mm-hmm.
because he found Tina's.
Oh, look.
She found Tina's cross. Rod's switchblade was laying there, and then she found Glenn's headphones.
Oh,
And I never noticed that until watching it today.
I can't
I noticed the
say that
headphones.
I've really
I missed
paid
the other
attention,
two.
dude.
Yeah, when she picks up, the first thing she does, she picks up the cross, and then the switchblade's laying there right beside it. Like she never really acknowledges that. I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit to note.
Wow, man! After all the times of watching this, never watched, never noticed. Interesting.
Okay, the scene where Freddy presses through the wall above Nancy was shot by stretching a sheet of spandex across a hole in the wall and pressing against it. In the shot, Freddy's played by special effects designer Jim Doyle.
Nice.
That's probably my favorite shot in the whole film too.
I was
It's
gonna say it's
so-
like my favorite effect.
It's so cool, and it's not anything like super over the top. It's just
But it's very creepy.
Yeah.
it's incredibly creepy and very effective.
What happened?
No, I'm
There
just
we go.
fucking with. I'm fucking with views because I'm seeing like what works the best. But I
Okay.
think this one honestly.
In
does.
this movie, Nancy is shown watching The Evil Dead as she struggles to stay awake watching it. Craven decided to include the scene because Raimi had featured a poster of Craven's The Hills Have Eyes in that film as a jab to show audiences the movie they're watching is scarier than Craven's. As a response to Craven's in-joke, Raimi showed Freddy Krueger's glove in the tool shed of Evil Dead 2, and later in Ash vs. Evil Dead in honor of his passing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I don't know if I saw that episode of Ash vs. Evil Dead. That second season?
I couldn't tell you.
Hmm.
The scene where Nancy is attacked by Krueger in her bathtub was accomplished with a special bottomless tub. The tub was put in a bathroom set that was built over a swimming pool. During the underwater sequence, Heather Langenkamp was replaced with a stunt woman. So unfortunately, that's not her side boob you get to see.
Yeah, but we get to see her side boob later on, so whatever.
That's true.
Kinda. Not a better shot by any means. But
More like a backside boob. But it's
Side
there.
boob is side boob.
you know what though? Bob, sometimes that's the shot that does it for me more than the direct one.
No. That's because it leaves you to your imagination.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're just like,
hey, that's just like back in the day, some of us had to, finish our business to the old Sears catalog.
me like the dude in 09. Let me look at this Land's End while I
Oh,
stare
God.
over this.
He was ready. He was ready to do it.
Right there in the
broad
fucking
everything.
living
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, at least go to a spare bedroom, homie.
Go to
Like,
the
you know what I
bathroom,
mean?
something.
Could have went
It's
outside.
like, dude, was he just smoking weed or was there something else in there? He's just like, fuck it, big open space.
You can't blame
Windows.
that on. Listen, you cannot blame that on weed, man. That's just
No, I'm not. I'm saying it had to be something more than that.
Yeah, for
Fuck it.
sure. For sure.
Okay, moving on. Charlie Sheen, John Cusack, Brad Pitt, Kiefer Sutherland, Nicolas Cage, and C. Thomas Howell were all considered for the role of Glenn.
Nick Cage
For
is
Glenn?
Yes.
Charlie Sheen got turned down because he wanted $3,000 a week and they didn't have it for him.
That was a laundry list of actors, bro. Holy shit.
But there's only
Now
one.
I'm imagining here. I'm imagining
see-
Nick Cage playing Elvis
Right.
playing Glenn.
See, I'm imagining Nick Cage playing Freddy now, and I kind of want to see that. But
I could see that.
No, all I
That'd be
could
fucking
think,
weird.
all I could think of was those old
That'd be
AI
weird.
prompts I did with Nicolas Cage as Dumbledore, and it turned out fucking epic.
now you got to do Nick Cage and
Oh,
Freddy
God.
Freddy
I'm
Krueger,
gonna-
man.
I'm
Like,
gonna do that now.
what would his Freddy be like, dude? Especially nowadays with how he's at and shit, dude. That'd be.
I don't know. I think you'd want to steal
Would it
the
be
Declaration of
neurotic
Independence
Freddy?
still.
Would it be good? Would it be bad? Would it just
Yeah.
be weird? I don't.
On a similar level, and I don't know why this just popped into my head. Just picture Christopher Walken as Freddy.
Oh fuck!
Come
I
to
wi- I
Fred.
wish I
What
could
era?
do his
What
voice.
era? Christopher Walken.
Dude,
I would say the Christopher Walken, to that era, to the early to mid '80s.
yeah,
Okay, so we're
Walken.
talking
like Dead Zone.
Yeah,
Dead Zone. Thank you. Bob.
Dead Zone.
Okay. I mean, I don't think it would be a terrible fit. He wasn't in his weird little shtick thing at that point.
No, he wasn't doing the I'm
No.
Christopher Walken. Like,
Yeah, he wasn't putting
having
random
the
periods in
pause.
his. Yeah, he wasn't.
I'm surprised it wasn't Sam Neill. They make him crazy and everything.
It was supposed to be
Sam
David
Neill.
Warner.
We
Sam
touched on
Neill
that.
as Freddy would probably be really good.
Couldn't
Just
be
give
any
me Kevin Bacon.
couldn't be any worse than The Possession.
Yeah, but his acting in that was still solid. Just that movie sucked ass. Like, I'm not
He
gonna
does
blame
touch a
Sam
kid in
Neill.
that film, so
I'm not gonna blame Sam Neill for that, dude. Like, I feel like he still
Yeah.
brought what he needed to bring.
Sam
He
Neill
always
gets
does.
an all-time pass for Event Horizon and In the Mouth of Madness. I'm
That's
sorry,
true.
because he's great in both of them.
yeah, in Mouth of Madness.
Mouth
Fuck
Madness is fucking
Mhm.
amazing.
Uh huh.
Man, Sam Neill though would be a good. He'd probably be way too old to do it now, though. Like,
yeah. Fuck yeah.
although
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon's wanted to do it, and I know that's always like barked up. That's always been a tree that's been barked up the last like decade or so.
If you'd seen his
Because-
performance in The Woodsman, you would understand why he would be perfect for Freddy.
Is The Woodsman a horror movie? What is that?
Nah, it's a drama about an ex-pedophile that gets released out into the everyday life, and it's an interesting film. I'm not saying that it's one for all, but if
Okay.
you'd seen his performance in that, you could definitely see why he would probably play a really good Freddy.
Gotcha. Okay, solid to know. The Woodsman, you said?
Yep.
I'm gonna look that up. All right, Chad Daddy.
Okay, more work was done for Freddy's boiler room than made it into the film. The film crew constructed a whole sleeping place for Freddy, showing that he was quite a hobo, an outcast and reject from society, living and sleeping where he worked and surrounding himself with naked Barbie dolls and other things as a showcase of his fantasies and perversions. This place was supposed to be where he forged his glove and abducted and murdered his victims.
Okay.
All right.
I mean,
Naked
that
Barbie
makes
dolls.
sense.
Naked Barbies. Freddy's sweater usually has 8 or 9 stripes across his body. However, in the original, he has 11 stripes and none on his sleeves. This was because he was originally supposed to wear a sleeveless sweater vest in early makeup tests, but David B. Miller didn't like the put and put the vest over a red long-sleeve sweater.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
So it's not even a complete sweater. It's
Nope.
two pieces.
That's even weirder.
But if you look at it, it's like, wait a minute, you don't even notice.
Yeah, but like,
Is it?
how weird would he look with a sweater vest, dude? He's just
I
like
know. I'm thinking about. I'm,
fucking
just,
Rambo bolt. Like, look at these arms. You know what I
I'm just
mean?
thinking about sweater vest Freddy. It's kind of like a little bit of Cliff Huxtable.
He probably would have had like a long sleeve shirt underneath or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Would
I-
it be like a dress shirt?
Yeah, I think it would have been like a dress
Collar.
shirt because he's already wearing the brown slacks, so it would have been maybe like a white long.
No, I think if you're putting him in a vest, it's got to be the Marty McFly vest. You put him in one of those, and then you say,
Yeah.
"What's up?"
God, that way that would burn to your body. Oh.
Ooh, that
In
would,
In the end scene, the top of the convertible comes down faster and harder than expected. The expressions from the actors and actresses is real.
Nice. Always enjoy when you get a little bit of real, spooked terror in the film.
Okay, I already mentioned the whole deleted scenes about the deleted subplot about their siblings being killed by Freddy. The scene where Marge talks to Nancy about Krueger's death and shows her his glove was extended. Not only would her mother inform her that the Elm Street teenagers were not only children, but she would elaborate on what happened after the mistrial. The scene in the script was extended, and Marge goes into detail by saying that Fred did not die instantly in the fire. Just like a demon surfacing from hell, a burning and frantic Krueger burst from his basement. As the flames consumed him, he threatened the parents and swore revenge. As Marge confesses to Nancy, it was actually she who took a gun and shot Fred, delivering the coup de grace.
You know, that
want
would have
that,
made
dude.
that would have made the end make a
Way
little bit
better.
more sense as to why he
Oh, yeah.
was able to walk up the stairs on fire, and he went specifically for the mom.
that should
Yeah.
have been kept, that should have been
That
kept
would have
in.
made
time.
way more fucking sense.
Exactly.
And just that weight of the shotgun blast to the head, dude. That's always like a good oh moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, Bobby already mentioned the revolving room. It was the same revolving set that we used for both Tina going up against the ceiling and for the blood geyser sequence.
Yeah.
Well, that's smart right there. You know what I mean?
And the,
Just gotta-
and the electrocution that happened too. So
Just got to redress it, and that's it. Yeah, right.
Okay, they also used,
Unplanned one.
and also finally, Earth's gravity was also used in another take for the TV version, in which a skeleton shoots out from the hollowed-out bed and smashes into the ceiling. I've never seen it.
wait, a skeleton.
Fuck, when did this happen?
Skeleton be cool.
In the TV
Actually, a
series,
skeleton
you
would
said,
make
right?
a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
I never watched the TV series. Like I only saw maybe like the very first episode, which was like the court case, and that was
The
about
first episode was the best shelled out one. The rest
Was
of
that
them,
the court
it's
one?
exactly what it is. Yeah.
Was that the Freddy
Yeah.
story where he's in
It
court?
was the only. Yeah, it was the only one about Freddy. That was the only one I
Yeah.
cared about.
Oh, there was another one about him, I think, too. Wasn't
Was
there,
there?
later on in the series?
Last I
There's
knew
another
it
one
was
with
on
Steve was the
Tubi.
one.
I'll have to check.
I
Yeah.
think you could buy them now on DVD.
But you know what? At least it had Freddy in it, unlike the Friday
Exactly.
the 13th fucking series.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, that
Oh,
too.
so bad.
Fucking
So bad.
Crystal Lake X Files is what they should have fucking called
I
that.
don't know, man. I tried to watch Freddy's Nightmares. It was pretty bad.
Of course it is. It's hokey as shit.
Dude, the Friday the 13th was such a letdown as a kid because I was like, there's a series? This is nothing like the fucking movies. What the fuck?
Yeah, like you said, at least Freddy's Nightmares, Freddy's doing stupid shit, so it's like, at least he's here.
But I think
All
Friday
right.
the 13th would have been weird. It's been like the off season. Crystal Lake, he's just like going around. He's like, I got to find something to do. He's
See, that's
one
cool,
day
though, because then
He's just
that's
wandering
like,
around the woods killing animals,
because then
making a hammock. It's just like no reason.
fishing.
all you're doing
Yeah.
there is you're just making Bigfoot episodes, but people are looking for Jason instead of Bigfoot. That's all it is. It's
There
just
you
the
go.
off season.
They could have a Mother's Day episode where he just walks around with his mom's head, taking her places and
Having
bringing
tea by the
flowers,
lake.
chocolates and
Great.
flowers.
Yeah,
and
dude.
A
Yeah,
picnic by
Father's
the
Day is
lake
just
with
crying.
Mom. Yeah.
Arbor Day, Jason. Yeah, totally different.
He could pop his one eye out and be like, "Here, Mom, I have an eye for you." You know.
Oh, so we
shit.
actually have a comment here. It didn't pop up, but Billy said Freddy's glove was in the season 1 finale of Ash vs. Evil Dead. So
Nice.
okay, thanks, bud.
All right.
Anything else, Chad Daddy, or the
That's
cheeks
everything.
closed and
The
ready?
cheeks
Okay.
are
Questiones.
Questiones. Let me pull up the list. Not that I should need it. But all right, gang. There's a fucking whole bunch of us. Bob, I'm gonna start with you just because you're already here. Even if you said it in the video, that's fine. Where'd you
I
watch
don't
this?
remember what I
homie?
said anyway.
That's fine.
DV
But where did you watch?
Neither did us. Neither did we.
Clearly. I have the regular DVD.
Fair enough, Brody.
Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Scuba.
I think about it.
Amazon Prime.
All righty. Dave.
Smartbox 24/7 Nightmare on Elm Street channel.
Yeah, buddy.
What is that?
Smart
Smart
box is
box
one of
has-
those nice boxes you can buy that has everything for free.
They have the
Okay.
24/7 Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th, Halloween, Stephen King, all of those.
What in the fudge? All right.
Okay.
Redhead of the Dead.
Torrent.
You pirate.
Illegal.
Pirate. No, don't say pirate.
Wow.
Do not say the word pirate.
Shame.
She'll be
Joe
coming.
will fucking burst into the room if you say the word pirate. You just can't
Pirate?
say
Singing
that
a,
word.
singing a
She's
shitty
rising up behind you now.
Is Cotton Eye Joe a pirate?
He might be.
I thought
kinda
it was
like
something
that, right?
else. 'Cause of
Jesus
the
Christ, I
name.
heard her laughing down the hallway.
Is
And the baby's here too.
There you go. Little
Yeah,
baby.
Nobody called
Hi
me
there.
No, what are we
that. They
doing?
said the
No,
P
we
word.
said Mary
Say
Lou.
the P word.
Say the P word.
There you
Pirate.
go.
Is it my turn to be on here now?
No,
go
go away.
I love it. Chad Daddy.
I got the old school DVD box set.
Ooh, nice. I also watched this on old school DVD. So
Hell yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Cool. Nice.
The
and
real
easy.
way. Sorry.
All right. Douche of the film.
The mother.
A mom.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that one.
I went in thinking the mom even before watching this based on memory. So yeah, I agree.
Yep. She's a cunt. I hate her makeup. It looks trash. Fuck her.
You know, at one point, at
Yeah,
one
what
point
was
when
with
she's
the
laying,
makeup?
when she's laying in bed, when Nancy's talking to her, it almost looks like she has no fucking eyebrows.
Yes.
And it weirded me the fuck out.
She looks like a mannequin, dude. Like it's just
Hold on.
weird.
Hold on.
Shut
Wait.
up. No, I know what you're gonna
Wait.
say. I know what you're gonna say.
Two words.
That's different. She's
Two words.
hot.
No,
Mia
she's
Goth.
not. No,
She
she's
is
not.
not hot.
No,
She
she's
is
She
not.
is
fucking hot.
not. She is not.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Yes, she is.
No,
Thank
she's
you.
not.
Yes, she is.
Thank you, Dave.
Yes, she is.
That's a no.
Nope. Can't do it. Heather, what do you think?
If that's what hot is, then Freddy Krueger was just so smoking throughout the whole movie.
Ooh.
I mean, obviously.
Well, technically,
Oh. Ba-dum-bum.
that's
I said the
right.
mom, but we got a
No,
honorable
no.
mention. What?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You got to honorable mention the cop who's ignoring Nancy when she's screaming.
Oh, the
from
secondary
house.
Oh
dude?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I should go get her.
Maybe I should go get her dad.
But no, what do you think? We were discussing Mia Goth, hot or not?
Who's Mia Goth? I can't picture it right now.
She was the chick
X.
in X,
X
and
and Max.
Pearl and
Pearl.
Infinity
Oh,
Pool
Maxine.
and all that.
She'll
That's
probably
a
look
sweet
hot in
picture.
Maxine because she's a fucking porn star and that.
I just want to see it because Halsey's in it, and I love Halsey. So,
No. Kevin Bacon's in it too.
oh hell yeah,
Really?
Yep.
Is he a producer? Is he a porn
Probably. He's
producer?
probably the
I
director.
could see that. Yeah, I could see something like that.
Yes.
All right.
Everybody say who the.
I think
they
we got all the.
Yeah.
I actually I was saying it was the mom, but it's also a tie for me. The mom and then Rod wearing a fucking leather jacket with no shirt like a dickhead. So I think
That's fair.
You know what, man?
That's fucking
Listen,
Yeah.
it's a bold move
Oh,
because you
God.
know Chafage is going to be involved. So
Oh,
that's
yes.
kinda-
Yeah.
Sure.
The skinny chick? Yeah, she's not pretty.
Wow.
No.
I don't know, man.
Thinking about Rod wearing the leather jacket without a shirt, all I could think of is that fucking episode of Friends when Ross was wearing leather pants.
Didn't he get like stuck in them or something like that? I
He
can't
couldn't get them
remember.
back up.
Oh yeah.
He sat down to take a shit, couldn't pull them back up.
Brody, did you say
Is
yours?
it-
Oh no, I agreed. Yeah, the mum, she was a smug cunt lying there on the couch, and I was like, I fucking hate you.
This is also a prime example of how did you get custody of her again, you alcoholic?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't- Just the fact of how much she just, and granted, I understand Nancy's definitely coming out of left field with some crazy accusations at this moment, which is hard to take. But she's just so dismissive of her daughter. Granted,
Uh-huh.
obviously, because
Yes.
that's the boozing too. But yeah. All right.
Well,
She throws away the hat. She's like, "Hey, did you give that to Dad to investigate?" No, I threw it away.
She didn't
Which
throw
she
it away, but
didn't.
hit-
She put
she
it
hit
in the
drawer.
goddamn. Yeah, she hit it.
They hit in the drawer right
terribly.
behind her.
Yeah.
Nancy
Yeah.
behind her.
Foiled by asking for an oven mitt. Oh shit! I forgot it was
Right.
there.
Wait, if the hat's here, what did I throw away?
yeah.
she's also just so prepared around the house with a bottle of vodka everywhere.
It looks like it's
Yeah.
Malibu, bro. I don't know what the fuck she's drinking, but it looks
I don't
gross.
know.
Yeah, I was
80s
wondering.
vodka.
I was hoping one time I'd get to see the label because I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like,
you never
Just
saw
get,
it.
she's just getting drunk on the creme de menthe. Just walking
Yeah.
around.
Ugh, gross. Alrighty, gang.
Brody
Favorite
laughed like he'd been there.
I have. I fucking have. Vietnam flashback.
favorite kill. Favorite
Glenn.
kill.
Glenn.
Tina, actually, for me.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
Tina. for
fucking
me.
Tina.
Yeah.
Tina.
The
Yeah.
build up.
I
Tina,
don't remember now.
that was
I love
so
the guys in
intense.
blood, though.
Tina's was fucking brutal, and
Mhm.
I like Glenn's is cool. Like Jim Rock's a fucking great fucking kill, but I just feel like Tina's is more.
Tina's is
Yeah.
intense,
Brutal.
dude. Like you
Yeah.
actually feel. I feel like you feel for her because you see her suffer through it. Versus
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn's like, oh,
It's
in the hole.
it's way more visceral than Glenn's to me. Even though, like, guys are blood, awesome. However, she's struggling, literally can't fight or attack her. No one can help her. Dragged
And
up
her-
a wall.
And her dude's there, like helpless, just watching it happen too. So
Yeah.
you're, like in his.
Yeah.
That's
All
that's
right.
literally the kill that grabs you by the balls and said, "This is totally different than what you've ever seen at the time."
Exactly.
Now, granted, we didn't have a lot of kills to choose from, and I don't think any of them are really a bad choice.
I mean,
So-
you guys
Yeah.
make a strong
No.
argument, but I'm sticking with Glenn.
No, no,
Yeah.
Glenn's
Yeah,
is
no,
one of the
yeah.
ones because those two are definitely the most memorable out of any of the other ones in this film for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if
So-
you say Nightmare on Elm Street kill, the most iconic one is going to be Glenn. I mean, that's everybody always.
That's
says
what
Glenn.
most people go to, just because A, it's Johnny
Yeah.
Depp, and B, it's like Geyser.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Best scene.
Oh, fuck.
For the face press against the wall for me. That's my favorite
Ooh,
scene.
that was
That
solid.
really is.
Loved how they did it. Hated how they ruined it in the fucking remake.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
horrible. I know I said it, but the moment from the camera pans up to Tina's window to the moment after her death, that whole sequence is my favorite.
All right.
Mine is the booby traps.
Ooh, yes.
Booby
Heather,
traps.
high five. That's where I was at too.
I'm
That
gonna
last
say the
that whole
opening.
section. Ooh,
I was
okay.
I was gonna go with the booby traps, but for me, the part that I loved the most was when her mom comes in and she's trying to get Nancy to go to bed and takes all the coffee and everything out of the room. And as soon as her mom walks out, she whips out the backup coffee maker.
I love that
Yeah,
part.
right.
Already made pot of
Yo,
coffee.
I saw
love
that, and
that.
I said, her mom would have smelled the fucking coffee. Come on.
Yeah, I
what
thought
the
that
fuck?
too, but
Her
she
mom-
might not have because she already
You already
had,
had
all that
one.
stuff in there.
Already had
She might
one
have.
and drunk.
I was gonna say she's
drunk.
definitely hammered at that point. Going, I found it. I'm good. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
I wouldn't be able to differentiate. Be like, wait a minute, it smells like there's more coffee in it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
You wouldn't know because yeah,
No,
I
it's just coffee.
I love that part. Her whipping out the backup coffee.
Does she have a triple backup just in case? Like one's in the closet too.
I'm willing to bet she does.
Why is she just doing coke, man? It's the '80s. It should be able to be found. You know, that's gonna keep you up.
You're in high school. I mean, fuck.
Everybody's
Bro,
doing
you're
it.
telling me what's his name didn't come
No,
around?
I'm
that
saying
ever-
they're
Yeah,
in high school. Yeah, they should have.
Her
they would've
dad's
gone
a
so
cop.
easy.
She could
Yeah.
go into the fucking
Oh, shit.
evidence room, bro.
This wasn't in my notes, and I thought for sure I put it in there, but I might have glossed over it real quick because I skipped some stuff. But the dude playing Rod was going through a tough time, and was snorting heroin throughout filming. So he was high on heroin the whole time. The whole scene with him talking with Nancy in the
jail cell?
in jail, and Heather Langenkamp had no idea. She just thought he was that dedicated to the part.
Oh,
he sold me.
Well, he even says it too. He's like, my life was horrible at the time. So he's like, yeah, that was not acting at all.
Interesting. Brody, what was your favorite kill? I feel like you were silent on that one, homie.
Best scene.
Or best scene, I'm sorry.
Best scene, the whole lead up to Tina's death when Freddy's like, Tina, watch this. Cuts his fingers off.
So great.
And then she pulls his face off, reveals the skeleton, and then it cuts to the death scene. That whole lead up with the arms in the alleyway, just everything.
Just the smile on his face for cutting off 2 fingers. The pure joy in his face is terrifying alone.
He's like looking back at it. And he's like, check this shit out.
Did I really just do that?
I do love that little like jump from behind the tree. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's always just like, woo! Yeah.
No, I would have laughed after he cut his 2 fingers off. He goes, ha, and they don't grow back, and he just goes, fuck. He's staring at it. He's like, shit. I don't need all 5.
No, he's got a ready-made shocker right there.
There you go.
Yeah, right. Alrighty. Let's see. Worst
I had to do that for a
or
second.
scene.
I think it's the sleep center. It's like,
yeah, that's pretty bad.
yeah,
Yeah?
it's slow, it's boring.
Yeah, the whole scene where the mom's talking with the doctor was pretty.
Yeah. And did anyone notice the electrode on her chin?
Yeah.
That I laughed so hard.
Sorry, I am just looking at everybody else's.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah,
because that could have been that could have easily. But we do get her pulling the hat from the dream world. So I mean, I can't say that it's not necessary, but because if it wasn't for that scene, we wouldn't have gotten that aspect of her being able to pull him from the dream world.
That's true. I mean,
But they could have had that happen. It didn't have to be at the sleep lab for that to happen. They could have put that anywhere.
True, but I like in the sleep lab that you see him, like he says, a normal nightmare is like a 4 or 5, and all of a sudden hers is at a 20. I don't know. I think the extreme of the 30. Numbers. Yeah, like I like that because it's like, well, this isn't normal.
I'm gonna say the shitty scene between her and her mom in the kitchen when she drops the bottle of vodka or whatever the fuck she's drinking, just because the acting's so just kind of meh in that scene. Yeah,
because the mom, I don't know, I don't like how the mom is acting.
Well, it was both. It was both. It was both Heather and the mom's acting in that scene was just kind of meh.
I agree with that one. It could have been a little more fleshed out.
Did you have a worse scene, Bertie?
What the fuck?
Worst scene.
Oh shit, we doing worse scene, are we? Fuck.
I know. I can't think. I'm trying to think of one that I'm just like, meh.
Is it
the guy on the floor?
No.
Oh.
No.
All right. Let's see.
Hang
Worst
on, I'll
moment
set it
or
to you,
scene. Worst moment or scene.
It is hard. It is really hard to pick like a bad scene.
I know, because there's not really any. Yeah. Like I would just say maybe the secondary cop dude who's just kind of annoying because it's like, I mean, if you're watching her break out windows and he's still just like, huh, that's not weird. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
No, he has the best line. Maybe I should go get the horizon. Yeah, you think?
Bro, she smashed out 3 own windows in her own house and is screaming bloody murder. Maybe, just maybe.
Yeah. If you look really close to his name tag, it's he's Private Gump. It's funny, just right there. I should go get him. Yeah, you think so?
I think I'm gonna go get that. I understand it's supposed to be a little bit of comedy, but it's just more annoying. So.
I'm gonna go with any scene of the mum because she's a fuckhead. So,
Gene, you didn't like the blow up doll going through the door window?
Oh my god!
I was actually gonna say that was probably my worst scene. Was the very.
It was pretty bad. It was like
because because it's just tacked on and weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I don't know
know.
why they saw that in final print and they were like, yes. We should
Well,
no, you shouldn't.
well, I'm pretty sure you could thank Bob Shea for that. I know
They're
West.
probably all
in this
coked
show-
up when they fucking did this shit.
West was like, I don't know why they put that in there.
Bro,
Bob's
there's
like,
no
Yeah,
way
we
West,
that-
needed- we
West
needed
wanted a
that.
happy ending.
Yeah, he
I'll say
did.
there's no way that looked good in '84 even. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh,
No.
that's clearly a blow.
No, but Bob had a cut from a home movie, like his kid made or something of that, and he just like, I'm splicing this in. He'll never know. Like right at the end.
Ah, that's a solid call. Thanks, Gene. All right. Did the opening scene hook you in?
Oh my god,
Yes.
yes.
Fuck yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was solid, dude. It was.
I
Awesome.
mean, well, you also get it. The making of the glove. If you don't love that scene, you don't like horror.
I even like it in New Nightmare because that glove looks fucking gnarly at the
Oh, the
start.
new
I
Nightmare
love-
glove is fucking
that's-
amazing.
That's my favorite glove too.
the bone
Oh,
style
not the.
one.
Sorry, I'm not talking about the bone glove. It's like the,
The robot
actual
one.
animatronic.
Oh, I'm,
one,
talking.
yeah.
I'm talking
Oh!
about the
Oh, yeah.
bone one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the animatronic. Yeah. I haven't watched that movie in a long time. It was fun when we get to that one.
Oh, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid
Yeah,
movie.
that's
Oh, I
pretty
know.
damn good.
It was one of those ones I actually probably saw the most as a kid out of any of the actual ones out of the series for some reason. I don't know why.
That always happens.
It always
Some
played the
later-
most, it felt like, on TV and shit. So, all right. Most attractive character.
Nancy.
Glenn.
Tina,
Mr. Depp.
because you know she did some dirty shit probably.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going John Saxton because you know he knows martial arts.
Oh,
I was about to say, you know, Freddie never fucked with him because he saw Enter the Dragon. He was like, not that guy. Yeah, like everybody else, not that guy.
Anybody but that guy.
John
Yeah,
Saxton.
exactly.
I'm actually gonna go with Nancy.
yeah,
right.
Nancy.
Yeah,
She was a cutie.
Nancy
Mhm.
does.
Especially after she got that gray
I say
streak.
the gray hair rogue style.
Yeah.
And she still looks great today.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She looks good, but the girl playing Tina looks better. She's aged
Fair.
a little bit better.
Fair.
What about
yeah.
Lynn Shay back in the day?
Oh, Lynn Shay.
Oh, there
Playing
you
the
go.
teacher in this.
I was hot for teacher.
I don't know. Every time I
I
see
saw
her,
concern in Steve's eyes for like 2
every
seconds.
time I
don't
see
know
her, all I
why.
can think of is Kingpin. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, boys and ladies. Did the score set the mood?
Hell
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Best horror
wait.
movie score.
I got a hot take for this. This is better than any Friday score because it's an actual score. I feel.
Wrong.
I just like the 80ness of the fucking score.
Yeah,
like,
you get some
it's
sweet
so
synth in
fucking
there.
80s and so
Dum, dum,
synth.
dum,
It's
I will
just-
I will put
fucking
Friday
great.
5 soundtrack against this any day.
Ooh.
Now I'll take this. That's just me.
I'd almost have to like listen to them by themselves to compare.
I do that
guess.
frequently.
I think what happens with this score that makes it so good is the fact that it feels like a bedtime lullaby, like a twisted one every time you hear it. Dun, 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 dun. It's
just
very
got-
subtle and it's perfect.
But like, but man, when you get them bass hits, dude, like you're just like into
Yeah.
it. Bum, 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 you know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So Billy Highsmith says the worst scene was her looking at her gray hair and saying, God, I look 20 years old. Which she was 20 years old when this came out.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder how.
That's funny.
But that's what a
Oh.
teenager would say, really.
Yeah, right. Like, it looks so old. You're like, bitch. All right. Best song.
Whatever the
I like
song
the-
is playing through the fucking end credits.
I was gonna say the end credit song for me.
Oh, hell no, the jump rope song.
Oh, we going jump rope? We're
I'm going with that
actual-
one. Fuck it. It's a nursery rhyme. I'm
one-
picking
all
that.
right.
I'll
Okay.
pick that. Fuck it.
I can't say docking yet. I need to wait 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that one,
Yeah.
and that one you get to choose 2 songs.
That's right.
Dream Warriors.
Was Glenn listening
I
to
don't know.
anything?
Into the Fire's a banger.
The sad part is I'm trying to think of best song, and that's all that's playing in my head is Dream Warriors. I'm like, that's not
It
even
has,
the right
it has
movie
to.
yet. Fuck it, dude. We'll go.
What were you
with
saying there,
baby.
Birdie?
Was Glenn listening to anything through his
He
headphones?
was, but you couldn't really tell what it was. It just sounded like background noise almost.
Yeah.
It was Wham. He's just the jitterbug.
Hey, it was 84, so yeah, you
Boom.
could be right.
Was there any music when they were hanging out, like the sleepover with at the beginning?
No, just that mixtape.
Yeah, that's the best song. The
Best
sound
song.
effects. Yeah,
Oh, sorry. When some kids are drag
that.
racing outside.
yeah. The explosions and screaming.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that could work too. All right. Favorite character?
Freddy.
Yeah, Freddy.
Yeah.
Freddie, Nancy and Freddie. I had both.
If he wasn't an entertaining character, we wouldn't really care for the rest of the series. So I'm gonna have to go
Exactly.
with
Yeah.
Freddy. Okay. Was it scary?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
big time.
Absolutely.
Yarp.
I would say as a kid, first watch for sure.
Mhm.
Does it hold up today?
Very well.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, it does even
Yeah.
better
Oh,
than the
fuck
reboot
yeah.
in itself.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
yes.
Oh yeah.
That's not even a thought. Okay, how is the acting?
It was good for the most part, except for the mom.
Yeah. Take the mom out and you're pretty solid.
Was her acting shitty just because she was supposed to be drunk?
I'm hoping.
I think that's probably.
That's
It
what
felt-
I always kind of went with it. So
We never
It's
get
just
her
like
again.
Young and the
so-
Restless.
She's just so out of it. Like, oh my God.
no,
No, Nancy. Oh, fuck.
I
It's
mean
like-
you're not wrong, dude. You almost expect like a boom to come down in the shot. You're like,
Again, it makes me wonder, how did you end up with the mother again when your father's a perfectly sane man? For the most part.
You don't know the rest of his backstory.
Yeah, but we could see hers, and the woman's got a bottle of something in every single room.
all right. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm gonna say acting was pretty solid for the most part. Mom was kind of eh. Nancy, even in a couple scenes, was a little like
Yeah.
maybe questionable, but it's hard to tell. Being young, first role, and also supposed to be in a character in a weird mindset. Yeah. Okay. Did we like the cinematography?
Very much
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Big time.
Any specific moments that anybody wants to mention?
The extreme close up on Tina's face when she wakes up from her first nightmare.
Like super sweaty, like
Yes.
I love the corridor scene where the lamb runs down it and
Yeah.
Tina's there standing in the background. Just
With
a
the-
silhouette of her.
okay. I'm actually gonna go with the dream scene in the hallway, like with pulling the body bag.
I was gonna say that too.
Ah.
That's so good.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
That
I'll
is
take
always
that.
my hands down,
Like the wall.
best scene and favorite. Ooh,
Yeah, and the wall.
also great cinema.
Wow.
Yeah.
Such a simple fucking shot.
Mhm.
One of the coolest things to always do at a haunted house if anybody's just working with one of those walls. You know what I mean? Like it's fun, dude. It's perfect. It works so well. CGI ruins everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
All right. So cinematography is a 2 thumbs up all around. How do we like the premise, gang?
Love it.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
Get out
Love
of here.
it. Love it, and wish they would have kept the subplot of them having older siblings. And the
Yeah.
mom shooting Freddy.
I want the mom to shoot the Freddy. I want at least that in there.
I'll say,
Yeah.
I would like the full story she had.
But premise wise, yeah, fucking loved it. It's
Yeah,
great.
fucking-
Yeah, I loved it.
On the whole series, so obviously it was good.
Sorry, John. I just have a question, and Matt, you might
Yeah.
be able to answer this.
Hopefully,
So Glenn stays over at Heather's house, and she goes, "Wake me up if you see anything."
Anything, yeah,
wrong."
yeah.
So she goes inside the dream, and then she's walking down the road, and then she's like, "Glenn, are you there?" So is Glenn
And
in
then
the
he-
dream with her?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
is he?
I think he's in the
he's
dream
in the
with her.
dream world with her, which
So
should
how
have
can he
been
wake her up?
That should have been her first
Yeah, that's-
inclination that he was asleep, and
Mhm.
she didn't even catch that. Because I always thought
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Yeah, I'm right here." It's like, wait a minute, how are you both in the fucking dream world? That doesn't work like that. Like,
Well, it
And
also makes
now-
me go like, well, wait a minute. How'd you get behind that tree?
Well, shouldn't she be like, "Wake me up now, then, idiot"? Like you're not awake, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think she
That's
knew
what
she was
sort of-
asleep yet.
You know what? This was 84.
Okay.
She should have said, "Wake me up before you go."
Before you go.
oh,
That's right.
Hey, copyright.
Another Wham reference on the Gore and More podcast.
Gene, I like that take. I'm gonna throw that up here. I always took the bad acting due to lack of sleep, including alcoholism.
Fair enough.
Solid.
Okay.
All righty. And was the climax satisfying? Now, where are we setting the climax here for this one?
Is it her beating Freddy or the ending where Freddy pulls the blow up doll mom through
The
the
climax would be her fighting Freddy because that's where the film culminates.
Yeah.
So from the scene of her,
Oh, then fucking absolutely, bro.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah. We're not.
I almost wish she adjusted the sledgehammer to either like lower to hit him in the balls or like higher to just like face doof.
So I was thinking that I'm like, dude, I wonder if somebody set up a hammer like that just high enough to smack somebody in the face.
Oh, that would
it
fuck you up.
No, I know it would
Oh,
fuck you up,
yeah.
but would it kill you?
It depends on
on the
how
way
much,
to the sledge.
And
yeah.
only because it made me think of that shitty fucking Christmas movie we watched.
There you
with
go.
the paint can.
But he had the pickaxe, which obviously that was like
No, with the paint
the
cans.
paint can.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
paint.
the paint
Oh,
can came down and smacked.
sorry. I think you said the pickaxe, which I was thinking you're next, which was the ending of that.
No, the sledgehammer will right to the face.
Dude,
it'll kill
that would
you.
if it doesn't kill you, it's definitely breaking your jaw,
Brody,
nose,
Or
like,
your
They do it in Leatherface 3.
Yep. Opening
Yeah.
scene.
Oh,
Sledge
yeah?
to the head.
Yeah, but then they put old mate upside down, and then the little girl pulls the cord, and it
That's
comes
right.
down and
Yeah.
whacks him.
I would also say
I'm
it
just
depends
like-
on how much pressure, like how big of a spring she's got on that thing too. You know what I
Right.
mean? If it's just using gravity, I don't think it would. But if it was actually like spring loaded, like how it looked like she had it, probably could.
I'm just laughing because when you say hit him in the balls, and I'm just imagining him taking a sledge right to the sack and just going, "Oh, the little Freddies," and falling over the banister, just right down to the fucking bottom.
I'm just
Oh, boom. Done.
I mean, like, yeah. I don't know. That's definitely going to take him down way harder.
Previous kids he killed like swim out of his ball sack.
Right, now all I can
Were
think. Now all
Were
I can,
those
Dream
things in
demons.
Freddy's Dead or whatever? Those like
Dream
little
demons.
things?
Oh my
now,
god!
Yeah.
all I could
That-
think was the deleted scene from Freddy versus Jason, where Freddy kicks Jason in the balls. Looks at him as no balls, huh, Voorhees?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Instead of peas stored in the balls, now it's going to be souls are stored in the balls. Just reference for Freddy.
Yes. Alrighty, so climax was satisfying all around.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say okay.
Mhm.
Alrighty, recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
Rewind.
I'm rewinding this shit.
Rewind it.
It shouldn't have been
At some
rebooted.
point, they're going to reboot it. So
Yeah,
I'm not
but-
saying they couldn't have rebooted it. I feel they just did it in the wrong vein of it, and that's the problem. Like they went too dark with it. If they didn't go so dark, I don't. Like I've watched that movie. I even hate to admit it, dude. I've watched that movie a solid handful of times because I was like, the couple more times I started watching it, I actually started to enjoy at least Freddy's scenes more. But it's still
Jackie
the
Earl
weight.
Haley was good as
Yeah,
Freddy. It was
It's just the
a
weight.
movie.
It's just the weight of the gritty, gross pedo shit that you're just like, no, man. That's what drags it down.
and there was a lot of missed opportunities and missed potential in that movie too.
Yes,
Yeah,
they were.
no, dude, there is.
They could have done some fantastic dream sequences, and they didn't.
No.
Or don't use CGI. Stick with practical effects. Still make things look fucking cool. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
also, for Jackie himself, like that, the makeup he had was too thick. He couldn't emote enough, like we see with Robert. It was too thick. There wasn't much to see on Freddy.
I don't know. I thought he looked fine and like sounded
Yeah.
cool and shit. It's
Well,
just,
he looked fine, but like, I don't know, his fit. It just felt like there just wasn't enough of him through it. Like I don't know, because we're all used to Robert Englund. He was able to come through it even with all of that on. Jackie didn't. It felt like.
I mean, I always kind of took that up to different burn effects too, because obviously, like Jack,
Yeah.
way more like that smooth down. Like there's nothing really almost left.
Yeah,
So
he
yeah,
couldn't really. You can't emote through that.
Yeah.
See what
That's
I
why you looked alien. You know what I mean? Like
what I would
Well, they
love,
wanted it to look real.
what I would love for them to do is do like a soft reboot. You know, bring Robert back as Freddy for one last movie. But you know, people have kind of forgotten who Freddy is. You know, it's been a long time since he has had a victim, so he's kind of like all dilapidated and he's kind of falling apart. And then kind of go the part 2 route where he has to take over somebody's body.
Okay.
So you get a new Freddy body, but it's still a sequel. You know, kind of like
Well,
a
see, that's kind
younger
of
body
that-
for him back through.
that's kind of what I was saying earlier was the way that they could do it. Bring Robert back, just to show him as the initial Freddy.
Exactly.
But as we see people
Yeah.
dreaming differently as he's entering people's dreams. He's a different person.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
isn't that just
different
the new
entity.
Candyman?
Pretty much.
That's just the new Candyman.
Now,
That
I
reminds
think
me of because everybody's like got a different Candyman story.
look,
No, but
the
then- but
easiest
then you
way
could-
to get this solved is to have a guy named Corey Cunningham show up.
No,
And he,
Corey can go fuck himself.
he takes over.
No.
What
no,
happens
veto.
to Freddy when he kills all the kids on Elm Street? Does he just sit in this dream realm and fade away as an
No.
old man?
He
Every
expands.
town has an Elm Street.
Yeah, he expands.
Yeah, but if you disregard that, say for instance, and just follow the physics of this film, does he keep one alive so he can live forever throughout the dreams, or like keep one in a coma, or fucking?
I think he would have to expand because eventually the parents would catch on. They would either move away or send their kid away. And so it would branch out into, okay, well, I've killed everybody here, but there's still something lingering. And he would have to find that one last kid. And then it would just
I
branch
think
from there.
They
I
should
think he takes up needlepoint.
What
Yeah,
was
I
that?
mean, he gets
There
two
was
gloves.
there was a mid 2000s movie, and maybe you guys know, maybe you don't, but it was about like there was some weird fucking scary video, and then it ended up like they put it online, so it went viral at the end. Like that was the big like, oh shit, it's affecting the world.
Wasn't that Rings?
Rings.
No, I've never seen Rings, but I mean, it might.
That's
it
literally
probably-
the premise of
It
Rings.
probably was, but I've never seen any of the Ring movies. So
Dude,
no,
the
this was
remake's
one.
actually solid.
This was one
think
where
it was
like
Joanna, man.
they had like duct tape and they had to like cover up their windows and shit. And there was this weird, what the fuck was that? You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Anyways, you
Was
could
it-
almost do
Was it
something
white
like
noise?
White Noise.
that. No,
I think it was White Noise. I think
Either
it was
White
the first
Noise or
White
because
Noise.
this had to do with internet
Pulse.
shit.
Pulse.
Pulse. There you go.
Pulse.
Oh
Say
my
White
God,
Noise
who's
was
better
fucking
than that?
Batman, and that was not internet stuff at that point. That was like internet 1.0 at best. No, but I was gonna say like you could almost do something like that where you can make Freddy viral. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
Cyber Freddy.
why not, dude? I mean, essentially, if you think about if you had some sleep deprived motherfucker who's getting chased by him, and he's making video blogs, and then you got people watching these video blogs, and then this dude literally gets unalived on the blog, like how
TikTok Live.
That's
They
what I'm
did
saying.
in the
And then,
remake.
and
That
then
that
because
could
of
work.
that,
That could
Yeah,
work.
they did in
because
the
of
remake.
that-
That's right.
They do that in the remake. That Chinese guy gets
Mm-hmm.
he's making
Yeah.
blogs about how he can't sleep, and then Freddy kills him on the camera.
oh yeah. See, I still think that aspect would work very well for Freddy, dude, where you could just expand that out.
And they should also have it where he is, like Chad was saying, forgotten, which they were supposed to do, and then they completely just went, yeah, that's worthless.
All righty. So we are ready to rate this bitch. Now, Bob, you sticking with your 5 out of 5?
Yes, I am. I
Okay.
stand 100% behind it.
That's fine. Brody, what do you got, bud? Out of 5.
Oh, the fucking
out of
pressure.
5 dicey, knifey fingertips.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 5.
Okay. Scubas.
5.
Damn. Dave.
I give it 5 high kicking John Saxons.
All right. I love it.
Yeah, all right.
Alan. Heather.
Wow, I feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
now. I gotta go
What?
4.3.
Ooh. Oh, my black heart.
My heart.
Chad Daddy.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with everyone else. This is a perfect 5 for me.
Okay. You know what? I'm in Heather's camp. I'm not going perfect 5. I will give it a 4.5, but I personally think there's other ones in the series that are better than this one. So I will not give it a perfect number.
Yes.
No.
But they would never exist without this one.
Part 3 better be a fucking perfect
Bob?
5. I'm kicking
Oh,
everybody in the
yeah.
dick.
Bob,
It will be for
that,
me.
does,
man.
that does not matter if it doesn't exist. It wouldn't exist because the thing is, things can always be done better.
Yes.
True.
That is
Indeed.
my
True.
argument.
But this,
And that's my argument.
true. But this
So
is
with that, we're gonna divide. God damn, dude, I'm doing some maths today.
We've never had to do this much maths before.
No, we haven't, dude. All right, so we got a 4.8 for 1984's
Round it up
Nightmare
to
on
5.
Elm Street.
yeah, round that
It's a
up.
4.8.
No, it's a 5.
I think 4.8.
It's a 4.8.2. So no.
Headcanon makes it a 5 for me.
I can't, dude. I can't give it a perfect 5 because even there's some times where it's like there's a little bit of lull where I'm just like, I don't care. And then let's just move it on. So
Yep.
So I think we
Okay.
should skip nerd news only because there's a shitload of us and we're at the
we're already
2-hour
2 hour mark,
already.
so
Fair enough.
I wasn't gonna say shit. I will say though,
Wait, do we want to talk about the ending? Like, okay, I want to talk about the ending. When is she asleep? Like, she's awake. She pulls him into
That's what I
real
said
world,
earlier.
and then at some point
That's
she's
the
asleep
Inception.
again. When does that happen?
That's
When
the
she
does
might have
Inception
never
episode.
been maybe she never was awake.
No, she
don't think
never
you're-
woke
I
up.
think
She's
you're
still in the
awake.
dream, pretty much.
Okay.
Because
That's what I would
it's
go with.
also
Okay.
basically half the movie from the time after Glenn's death, more or less is the dream, and it stays that way.
Yeah.
She never wakes up.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I mean, she does eventually because obviously we get to part 3 and she is there. So.
Oh,
Well,
Spoiler
fucking
alert.
Rick and Morty do the perfect example of Inception. Fuck. The Freddy Inception thing. Yeah. You bitch.
Fucking what's his name?
Fredception.
Scary Terry.
Scary
Scary
Terry.
Terry.
Fuck
Scary
yeah.
Terry. I
Scary
love
Terry,
Scary
bitch.
Terry.
Today. No, we all know what happened to Freddy after this, dude. He went out searching for souls, and then fucking Shao Kahn found his ass, and he's like, "Nope, those are mine." And then... all right, Chad Daddy, what are we covering next week?
Next week we are going back and we're watching House 2, the second story.
All right, never have
Nice.
seen that.
Good.
Neither have I.
Excited.
That's a
That's
good
my
one.
pick. I'm
I'm
excited.
excited for that shit.
That's a good one.
House 2, we can find that on Sweet, our favorite place of all, Tubi.
To be
Also
or not to be.
Pluto, Plex, Amazon, you name it, you got it. Sweet.
Hell yeah.
All righty. So, man, there's a lot of us today. You know what? Let's just do all one giant. See you later, Gorehounds.
Sayonara.
Yeah.
I'll give a whole big dating game kiss.
Ah.
Thank you.
Happy
and
New
good
Year's.
night,
Happy New
Gorehounds.
Year.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Come back next week.